And welcome back to our third live stream of me latch hooking here on Twitch TV with me, your host, a girl named Bob. We are still working on the design from our last stream, which was test stream number 2, where I finally got I got me the easel, I got me the canvas, I got me the backboard for the easel, messed around with Spotify for a little bit. I'll get into that shit later on. But otherwise, we have the general setup ready, and I'm liking how this is. I think I got the camera to where I wanted it to be. Last time I really liked it, so I tried to recreate it the best I could, so hopefully my face isn't going to be showing up in the image too much. But as long as you guys can see what I'm working on, hey, it's good. I feel like this is pretty good. I think this is where we gotta be at. I think we're doing okay. But the thing is, like, the first section of the last stream, which was about 15 minutes long, I already exported and uploaded that onto YouTube. But I want to have at least one example, like, to test out how well this does on YouTube. I want, like, an hour and a half to 2 hour long, of a highlight of me working on it, like, where you guys watching it on Twitch, you're watching me make it and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be treated like, the first part of this stream is going to be treated like if I was playing a video game. So if I was playing Isaac, or The End Is Nigh, or any other, like, the Dark Souls, any other game that I'm playing, I'm going to just discuss topics I've been wanting to discuss and all that kind of stuff while I'm working. However, probably talking while working on this is going to be easier than me, like, taking, because I would have to take a break from the game some of the time, except maybe sometimes Isaac, in order to focus on what I'm talking about. Here, all I have to do is count the fucking colors, and then I can start talking about a discussion, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how doing a rant video while doing art works out, if that's going to affect my concentration or not on either the subject, whether me concentrating on art or concentrating on what I have to say. So, for probably the first hour and a half to 2 hours of the stream, no music. Depending on what happens first, either if I start getting too low energy, my voice starts hurting, or I just really need some music going, that's when I'll cut off this part of the stream, make it its own separate entity, and then we'll go right back into the Spotify playlist. Now, last time when I did Spotify as the test for the stream, of course, I instantly deleted it as soon as the stream was over, because you don't want to, risk having that shit up for too long. You do it for the stream. Of course, the VOD got parts of it, muted out. And people are like, don't think that's actually for the benefit of the user. It is. There's a reason why you don't put up the title of the song on top of the actual video that's playing, because you don't incriminate yourself then. You never want to give evidence to the opposing forces that be. So when Twitch automatically mutes a section of the VOD, and there's no title or anything like that, no one knows what music was actually playing. Twitch just automatically does that to help the streamer. And then the streamer can download the VOD for themselves, if they didn't already record it while they're streaming. I of course, don't record my streams off on its own separate file while streaming. I just use Twitch as my save to begin with. But a lot of people actually do that, where they have music playing in the background, but they record the footage off separately on a different file while doing it. The Alienware, of course, can handle that kind of CPU-age. I just don't care about it that much for doing it, because I normally don't do music streams to begin with, because I don't like dealing with that legality, and Twitch is a pretty good way to just make sure things get kept while you're doing it. Of course, when comparing it to when I was doing my Let's Plays and just recording through Fraps and things like that, you get more quality control, of course. But so I'm giving up quality control 100% over to convenience at 100%. Twitch is convenient, not always the best quality, but it's convenient as shit, and I like that. So the point I'm getting at with the VODs and all that is that if you do play copyrighted music, like from Spotify, actual bands and things like that, and you don't have the licenses for it, or you didn't pay for it, when it mutes the audio, you can still save the visuals and stuff like that, and download it and keep it for yourself, and then instantly delete it. Because again, like I've said before, when I'm just doing the when I'm doing the latch hooks, and if you guys really want me to play music, well, then that turns the stream, the live stream, into something that really only counts if you're there in the now. It really has no playback value other than watching. Like, what I can do with the VOD that has the audio muted is you can speed it up. So I can speed up like a 5-hour stream, because we got this entire section done last stream. So this, the bottom of the tip of the what is it, thorax or abdomen, whatever the hell it is, we got all the way up to there in 5 hours. We did all of this in 5 hours. I did all of this in like 5 hours another day. I'll get into that in a bit. But what you can do is then speed up the visuals so that it's a time lapse, and then you can put that on YouTube if you want to. That I got no problem with, because then that just shows how you make something and speed it up, you know, from point A to point B, but everything in between, if you're not there for the actual stream, and I'm not discussing anything that's important, if it's just, you know, people in the now talking, chit-chatting, and interacting with each other, it is just a moment of the now. So if you weren't there for the stream, you're not missing out too much on what happened, other than actually being there. So I highly advise people, since this is going on YouTube, to check out my live streams when I do go live, if you haven't already, but I will always still post on YouTube. So this is not an ad YouTube to abandon my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitch. No, I still use both equally. It's just that one is not as much of a piece of shit. So I want to try out the 15-minute video, did fine. But I didn't get anything done. It was just an explanation. I didn't do any latch hooking or anything like that in that video. It was just me talking like I'm doing now. So I'm not actually working while I'm doing the live stream right now. I'm just talking. So what I want to do is I want to try to record, like I said, at least an 1.5 to 2 hour long video where I'm just shooting the shit, where it can have replayable value, because again, it's me talking over while doing something else, whether it be video games or art. And therefore, I want to see how well that does on YouTube. So for the first, like, 1.5 to 2 hours of the stream, no music. It's just going to be me talking, because I did make Sparky make an entire fucking rant list last time. So we'll be going over all that stuff today, because I'm not filming an episode of Isaac to catch up on things. I'm not filming an episode of The End is Nigh, or I'm not playing Dead by Daylight, not doing Dark Souls. We're going to do some latch hooking, because we got to get this thing done. It's driving me crazy. But, so that is the basics of this first part of the stream. I'll get into more in the second part, but for people watching this on YouTube, it has no effects on you. So, if you really want to catch one of my live streams live, well, then you know what to do. Just jam on that follow button. Just jam on that subscribe button. Get all those emotes. Look at these emotes you can get. Look at these. Also, hello, Yvonne. How you doing? Get them fucking cats going. Yeah! So, I still don't know what the fuck to put down in the corner while I'm doing, like, the creative shit, but, yeah, let's start getting this thing. Let me just do another, I am so low energy right now. It's not even funny, like, so, the past week or so, yeah, it's been, like, an exact week since the last stream. I haven't done any streams in between. I was really gonna force myself to play, like, The End is Nigh and Isaac for you guys, but, like, Hollow Knight came out on the PlayStation 4, and I've been waiting like 1.5 years, maybe 2 years to finally play that game. That's a good game, but unfortunately Hollow Knight falls under the category of games that I would not stream for you guys, because, again, it wouldn't really, it wouldn't be too much of a let's play, it would be more of a walkthrough. So unless I can actually put my own creative input into something, I don't really feel the need to force myself to record it. So, Hollow Knight is definitely for me. So I've been enjoying the fuck out of it. I'm already at like 40 hours into it. Put a lot of time into it in just 7 days. 30 to 40 hours already put into that game, and it's just so good. I probably got another 20-30 hours, conservatively, maybe more around the 20-hour mark. But I am going for the plat, and let me just say, I am so glad I fucking platted out Sundred before I opened that game. Oh, God. I had a... okay, so for Hollow Knight for the PlayStation 4 controller, roll was bound, or not roll, but dash was bound to R2, and then using your health or spirit energy was to circle. No. Dash will always be circle. It's always going to be circle, so I had to rebind some of the keys to make it work right. The gooder way, but otherwise I'm really enjoying Hollow Knight. That is a fun game, but I am so glad I got Sundred out of the way, because when I get, like, hand confusion for muscle memory for games, like, I'm still trying to lock onto enemies and roll through them and dodge them in Hollow Knight like I would with, like, Dark Souls or Sundred. But if you touch an enemy, you instantly take damage. There's no way to roll through enemies. So what I've done is my Hollow Knight layout is basically just kamikaze. Because I know I'm going to forget not to roll into enemies. So what I know is going to happen is I'm going to touch them. So I'm going to do as much damage to them as humanly possible after touching them. So I've turned my body into the weapon. The only real things that I haven't really gotten down yet is like the nail art or remembering not to try to roll through the enemies. Otherwise, the nail art I haven't really come across to where it's like that practical. Everything else has been pretty practical. Sometimes the buttons, you mess up because you think you're playing Dark Souls and you're not. That's just, that just comes with the territory when constantly playing the same genre of games, but when every game designer decides to put the buttons somewhere else. But otherwise, yeah, it's been a really, really good game. I'm going to be playing that, regardless of how tired I am. Right now, and after the stream, I'm still going to play Hollow Knight later tonight. This is just too good. It's too fucking good. But, Oso Yo Yaban, welcome to the stream. Welcome everybody to the stream. And for future people, welcome to YouTube. We are going to continue the fucking dragonfly. It says it's a fucking butterfly. No. Just because it has little butterfly details around the wing. If this was a butterfly, the wing would be out to here, and then the bottom wing would be out to here and connect to the thorax, abdomen, whatever the hell you want to call it. These are way too thin. This is a fucking dragonfly. Shut up. I don't care if the box says it's a papillon. It's a goddamn dragonfly, and that's what it's going to be. You can't tell me otherwise. This is my rules. My way. Man, I was watching some Adventure Time the other day. I've been watching Adventure Time a shitload lately, and it's just the one where Finn has to go fight the Cyclops to get his healing eye, and everything's my way. That's how I feel, man. Everything my way. You can't tell me how to live my life. But, yes, might remind everyone to, once again, I shop, I donate, a gamer tag. To be a cool kid. But dear God, fucking, Hollow Knight, God, some games just have no right to be that good, and yet they are. Here they are, being that good. So, how long have I been talking? Okay, we've been probably like 10-15 minutes, so that's a pretty good introduction. So let me actually start working on the thing. Oh, so I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff, because this is going to be a discussion stream while I'm working. I actually finally got myself, finally, after months and months of looking in stores, a headphone extender. This is all I needed. $5, Best Buy. It's an Insignia brand from them. They only had 2 in stock. They have not had these in stock at all for like the past year. I've been because I broke all of my headphones so fast while playing Overwatch for the past year that it was like, holy shit, this is all I needed. All I needed was a fucking head cord extender, and finally, because every other one has been the auxiliary cords where it's both the male ends on each cord. I needed a female and a male plug on the end of this wire. $5. And it was hidden in the most obscure place in that entire fucking store. I'm like, oh my god, fucking finally. So now I don't gotta order it off of Amazon. It was so fucking stupid. Sometimes life is dumb. Alright, so let's just go straight into the butterfly. Now I've... Fucking dragonfly. Anyways, the insect. The winged insect. Anyways, I did the 3 little black lines here for the abdomen. Again, you can start anywhere you want on the same line. That's the next one coming up. So I've done everything from lines 1 through, what is it? I stopped before 20, so line 18. Because again, these normal large squares are 10 by 10. And I didn't even get to, like, I was so tired the last time I did this on my own. I forced myself to work on this off time, and all I did was watch Red Letter Media backup episodes, or episodes that I let get backed up. So I just did a marathon of that, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm watching this, I might as well work. So I got all the way up to, like, the end, except for these last 2 lines. So whereas last stream I already had 2 lines done, we gotta finish these first 2 lines, and then we'll get to, I want to get at least this entire row done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 horizontal, and 1 whole square up, and then hopefully halfway towards the 4th line, because as you can see with this design, all the detail comes within the sections 1, 2, or sections 2, 3, and 4. After that, then it's just getting it done, and so I can get the top of it done off of stream, and you're not gonna be missing too much. But I want to get the wings done on stream, so hopefully we can get the wings done on stream, and hopefully I can talk enough to entertain thee while I get this done. So like with last time, all you gotta do is you gotta count up the colors, put them in, make sure they're done, line them up with the grid, and there you go. Again, this is a pre-made design that I'm working on until I get the money in order to buy the rest of my supplies so that I can then start making my own designs. So this is just a placeholder. Now what we need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal blues to start on the ends. So here we go. Let's count these out. I'm actually not going to need too much black for these couple of lines, so that's okay. Let me see if my head's in the way. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Yeah, last time when I streamed, like, my face and head weren't in the way at all for most of the fucking design. I don't know where the fuck I put that camera, but I put it in, like the best place. And now I can't replicate the fucking... I can't make lightning strike twice, apparently. And again, these are now hooked up with the actual clamps. So hopefully the clamps will be able to hold the weight of this latch hook canvas as we progress, because with every line you complete, you add more weight to the canvas. But so far, it seems I've barely had any tears. Even while working with this off stream, I did not use the easel or the table while working with the off stream. I just, relaxed on the couch and had this, but I still had it pinned to the board, and that seemed to have been keeping it in place. So that's been very good. So far, this technique's been working out very well, even though the latch hook itself is pretty shit. Cheap and shit. It has not been ripping the fibers, which is good. Alright, so that's 5 right there. There we go. Now, probably the beginning of the stream is going to be pretty slow because I'm going to be focusing on counting for a little bit, but once I get into the groove, it'll be fine. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4 of the medium blues, which I think are these right here. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Line them up. They match this row, so there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we're going to be doing some counting in the early parts of the stream, which is fine. But yeah, I'm also, since latch hooking right now is not going to be it's going to be very infrequent and very on occasion until I do finally get the supplies to where I can start making my own works of art. So therefore, I'm not too worried about the music right now. If it's once every blue moon, and I delete the video right after streaming, I'm fine with that. The only thing is, if you start to get too comfortable with it, and you start to, being like, oh, this is fine, I didn't get any repercussions the last time, I can just keep doing it. No, that's not how that works. Because a lot of people still don't realize you can indeed get a strike in the middle of a stream if you're breaking the rules. Regardless of whether or not they mute the VOD or not, because if people do find out that you're playing their work without it and it's still going, and they catch you in during a live stream, they have every right to then send you a strike. So now we need 2 of the weird blues. So again, as much as I love DJing and providing you all with superior music and sounds, I don't like the idea of taking that risk. But again, I did make a Spotify, so hey, you could always just like my playlist and play around and play along. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Rip Dragon Zero Hexia, he'll be on in like an hour. Feels bad. I got Discord open now too, which is pretty rare. Don't leave that open while playing games, because why the fuck would I? Alright. So it seems like audio's doing well. Is the audio doing well for everybody? Can you hear me? You doing okay? Alright, we need 2 yellows. Let me get out my yellow part. 1, 2. So yeah, let me know how much you guys like watching these on YouTube if you do find this on YouTube. Or let me know if you want the full uncut streams like this, where I'm actually talking and interacting with chat and things like that. Or if you would rather have time lapses, to where I would take like a 5-hour stream and chunk it down to like a 15-minute speed up stream. Because again, you guys are the viewers. I, of course, have to work through this no matter what. 1 white in here. So, it does not affect me, but it definitely affects what you guys want. Alright, so now we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black. Got you covered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black. And again, in the future, when I do start doing my own designs, and I make the designs public for you guys to make your own if you ever feel like it, you know. If you want to Bob Ross it up with me during my streams, feel free to. If you guys have any interest in latch hooking, and you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be more than happy to give you my opinion, help you out the best that I can. And remember, a latch hook does not care what genitals you have. You're just making art. Art does not give a fuck about any of that. You just create. So if you want to create, regardless of age, sex, gender, ethnicity, religious beliefs, preferences, and whether or not you like Chicago deep dish pizza or New York Neapolitan pizza, even though clearly only one is a real pizza and the other one's a lasagna, it don't matter. You can do you, babe. You can absolutely do you. And dear God, I love me some good old-fashioned latch hooking. Now, also here's what the back of it looks like so far. It's looking good. Looking like I'm following them directions. Yo, Dreg Zero Hexia, welcome to the streams. I can't stay for the moment, but hope you'll be on in an hour still. Oh, we're going for the fucking marathon, Dragon. So I await your return. I got Sparky's document open to remind me what to talk about, so we'll be having that. 100. Oh, you the bits leader. All right, be the bits leader now. Get the fuck out of here. No, get Dragon. No time for terrors. All right, so we did. How many for this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit. Well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need medium blues. So we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. Gotcha. Get the hell out of here. It was a drive-by bits. Now, I've said before that I do prefer bits over straight-up donations because, you know, it's safer. For both the user and the streamer. Because you don't have to deal with PayPal and chargebacks and shit like that. But the problem with bits is that even though it's safer and it's guaranteed money and all that, you don't get it right away. You have to wait until Twitch sends out your paycheck for making the money that you had to make before they can send it to you. And it's like, I could use it right now. I hate having to wait for shit. I really do. I want it now. I want it right fucking now. But still, bits outrank everything else. Except for subscriptions. Subscriptions are good too. Alright, get the hell out of here, Dragon. Alright, so now we got 1, 2, 3 weird blues. Yep. I mean, I am just drained all of a sudden. I am just, feels like I really got hit by like a semi all of a sudden. As soon as I got everything set up, it's like, well, time to go sleep again. It's like, nope. And also, it suddenly got really warm again outside. I think it's just because the humidity just came back out of nowhere. And it's not even that bad. It's just as soon as the slightest change in the barometer happens, like, I am the worst fucking living humid human, as in a people person, mood ring for the weather. If the weather changes just like a centigrade or some shit like that, I'm done. Can't handle it until it fucking balances out. I'm like the Great Barrier Reef. Like 3 degrees difference will fucking kill me. Alright, we got that down. Now we need one normal blue. Okay. This dragonfly is going to look pretty pimpin'. But man, I now that I've been playing Hollow Knight so much, all I want to do is like Hollow Knight fan art. It's like, no. I already know what I'm going to do for my fucking first original design. Well, at least my design kind of thing. Like my own custom latch hook. And it's going to be a Binding of Isaac one. Alright, we need one medium blue. But it's like, shit, I want to do like a whole like Hollow Knight tapestry. It's like, no. Never again. This is as big as I'm willing to do right now for latch hooks. This is monumentous. It's like 20 to 25 hours to make a fucking dragonfly. And it's like, no. It's unacceptable. Alright, and we need one weird blue. Okay. Unacceptable! You gotta know your limits. Because, again, I also don't want this to be my main focus in life either, just being known as the latch hooking person. The weirdo on stream who just makes fucking latch hooks of video games. No. Again, I am doing this to motivate me to start doing other artwork as well, because I have been in that funk for way too long. Alright, now we just gotta repeat it. So, normal blue, then medium blue, and then weird blue. So, I also don't want to get burnt out on something and then be like, oh, I don't want to do it. Again, I am doing this to force myself to get used to actually working. But there is a difference between doing something and then fucking trying to push a boulder up a hill. And that's the thing because I am bipolar. And I'm used to having mania attacks. I've been having one for like the past month. And so your energy depletes on its own naturally already because of chemical imbalances, and I don't need any more help from the goddamn weather for slowing my progress down. So I understand what will and will not trigger my fight or flight reflexes for the most part. Again, it can come out of nowhere, but for the most part, I know what my limitations are. And this right here absolutely will not cause me to be like, oh, I'm done. But if I know people love wanting to get commissions done and they want to help support their artists and they think, well, if I give you money and you make art and it's as grand as possible, you make your magnum opus, that is not how you do it. You have to start out small. You have to do what's in your comfort zone, and you have to keep building up that callus, the muscles. It's like you wouldn't do a fucking triathlon just because you were on the treadmill for 20 minutes. You know, it's the same kind of thing. You have to have the mental and physical endurance before you can move on like that. Alright, so we need the weird blue again. Now that we're on the other side of the thorax / abdomen. Alright, weird blue, here we go. But I really do want to start doing, you know, art again. Alright, I'm gonna just do the pattern again of weird blue, medium blue, and normal blue. And so far, this has been helping. But playing games that inspire you also helps. And Hollow Knight, has no right to be that fucking good. Just no goddamn right. But I do want to get Hollow Knight done within the next few days for me. Because I do plan on, it is October now. It's October 7th. 2018 at 9 p.m. Speaking of 9 p.m., that's candy time. So, I do want to, because it is Halloween month. Last year we did Spooky Time Resident Evil 7 and fell in love with the greasiest waifu ever known to mankind, Lucas. So Resident Evil 7 was good. I do want to do Bioshock, the original Bioshock, for this month. But Hollow Knight is definitely the kind of game where you focus on that until you're done. Oh! And I forgot to put this on. So, like I was talking about last time, how I need a knitting wrist bracer, which is, it basically looks like a soft cast that comes all the way up to your mid-arm. It's a bracer. Mid-arm, up to your fingers. That way you don't get too much carpal tunnel kind of things and you don't get the rug burn. Last time, the thing that I had the worst after effect from that stream was rug burn, because you're dragging your hand across rough fibers. It's friction. So, wrist guard protects you from that, but until I get a wrist guard, rubber gloves work, because even though your hands can get tired, it's mainly dragging your flesh across fucking yarn for hours at a time that does the most damage. And speaking of arthritis, I may indeed have gout. I have, like, every disease that, like, a 70-year-old Jewish man would have. I'm turning 29 in almost a month to the day. God, I love having an autoimmune disease. It's great. It's great. Like, every time I tell you guys it feels like I have AIDS, it basically is. Fucking Hashimoto's disease is basically the same fucking thing in my mind. I'm getting so sick of it. But, actually, the thing is with the gout thing is I've always had that for years now, where all of a sudden out of nowhere, your big toe, the base of your big toe, it feels like you fucking drop-kicked a brick wall. And it's only, like, in the big toes. And arthritis runs in my family, same with all the diabetes, all that stuff. Again, I don't have diabetes, I had to watch out for that. I had to watch out for my blood sugar, all that kind of stuff. I'm actually going to the doctor this week for my routine checkups to check my blood levels from all the medications I'm on, and my thyroid, hormones, everything else. So, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be screaming at my doctor for like 8 fucking hours, and it's not going to get anything done. But with gout, the same thing is what to treat it with is, like, you just have to exercise. It's like, shit. So what I've been forcing myself lately is, no matter what, I'm trying to do at least a half hour's worth of endurance training, no matter what, because it does actually help. If you guys don't think a half hour's worth of exercising does help, it does. Trust me, it does, because it actually stimulates your body to process things. Because like I was telling you guys, that one time where I got so fucking, I didn't get sick or anything. I just had 3 mixed drinks, 3 cocktails, and when I got home, it looked like I shat out a fucking leprechaun. And so therefore I thought it was just hard liquor. My liver wasn't able to, because it was all liver bile, and when your liver does that, it's usually a reaction to alcohol. Of course, I should not be drinking alcohol while on these meds to begin with, but I'm also 28, so fuck off. But the thing is, it's not just the alcohol, because the alcohol is very inconsistent with me. I drink maybe 3 to 4 times a month, so like once a week, which is, you know, like when people have the weekends and they take a break and stuff like that. But mine is very inconsistent. But the thing that is consistent with my diet, which I did some experiments to see how it would happen, because after that event happened where the toilet was just green as the fucking Emerald Isles, I already had a beer event coming up that I couldn't cancel, so I went to that, and nothing afterwards. No ill effects or anything like that, other than what I normally get, which is, beer is genuinely not a fun experience for me to drink ever since I started the medications. The depression goes out of the fucking skybox afterwards, after a few hours. But physically, it did nothing for me. Psychologically, I was already prepared for everything that I was going to go through. I knew what was going to happen. That was fine. I already braced myself for it. But physically, it did not have the same effects as the hard liquor. Now, I can handle emotionally the hard liquor better than I can alcohol, because it goes right through you kind of things. And so what I did was, the other day, I actually went out drinking not too much. I had 2 mixed drinks, and I didn't get the overly sweet drinks or anything like that. So after I got home, I was perfectly fine. So that day when I had the 3 drinks, what hit me was they were all extremely sweet. They're all sugary mixed drinks that had hard liquor in them. And the thing is, since I am starting to get a fatty liver because of my meds, the thyroids, everything just building up, which means I need to start cutting back on gluten. I need to reduce fucking fructose so goddamn much. I have to stop drinking and eating as much sugars as I do. So I have to change that. It's the sugars that cause my liver to flare up, which is why I'm starting to drink more water right now. I had the Snapple down there for every now and then, but no, sugar is fucking me up so badly right now, and that is definitely something I can't fuck around with because, again, gout is because of, was it utric acids building up in your blood system? Which, of course, is a reaction to your body not functioning well towards insulin. So you have to pay attention to all the signs that... I'm not telling you guys to become fucking hypochondriacs. There's a difference between being like, oh, I think I'm gonna die today because I have 30 different things and all you did was stub your toe. No. If you know you have an actual disease, like Hashimoto's, you have to... or diabetes or anything else that is an autoimmune disease... You have to keep track of it because it will always be a domino effect of fucking symptoms. I'm actually going to put on my rubber glove. I can't wait because you guys know how sweaty I get while doing this. This thing's going to turn into a fucking water balloon before the stream's over with. But I know now that it is the sugar. So I absolutely have to start changing my diet routine so that I don't fucking end up with, like, in the hospital or in the ERs again, because, like, everything you have to watch. Gotta just stay diligent. It's fucking tiring. It's fucking exhausting. A lot of people can't fucking manage it for their entire lives, but you gotta keep fighting that fight as long as you can, and I'm gonna keep fighting that fight. But it just gets so tiring knowing that you're gonna do it for the rest of your life, but damn it, I am the most stubborn son of a bitch you'll ever meet in your life, and I am so angry. I am such an angry human being. I will just refuse to be bested by this. For God's sakes, I had an ovarian cyst rupture attack, and I played like an hour's worth of The Binding of Isaac on my free time. I wasn't even recording an episode. I was like, I am getting this achievement done. I don't care if I'm bleeding to death. Someone could just shoot me, and I'm gonna get through the damn thing, and then we'll deal with it later. No one's gonna get in the way of what I already have my goals set on. It's not fucking happening. The only person who can be my own worst enemy is myself. I would be my own worst enemy. Alright, we gotta do a weird blue. Is that correct? Yes. So, like, I am just such an angry human being. It's like... Okay, so... it's a thing that I've noticed with the bloodlines of the fine Irish... The fine Irish bloodline around here, aka being poor and Irish, is that there's something... Like, one of my neighbors is like 80-some years old, has like 4 different types of cancer. They don't give a fuck. They're just too angry to die. Like, I have inherited that fucking bloodline where you're just too fucking angry to die. And damn, if there's something that can get me angry, it's dealing with our current medical system. I'll get into that after I finish off this one line of the wings, and we'll talk about medical bullshit in a second. Alright, so 1, 2, 3 weird grays. Here we go. Like, you want to get me fucking angry. Oh boy. Nothing like the great American healthcare system. Alright, these 3 blues. So anyways, the doctor my psychiatrist was the one who was in charge of my thyroid medication and my Hashimoto's since, you know, I first started doing all this stuff back when I was 22, 23, 22, this is around like 2012, 2013. Let's say 2012. I think that's when this all started. And yeah, because it was a year after I graduated, so 2012 is when all the shit hit the fan at once. And she's great. She's wonderful. Problem is, as soon as I turn 26 and I'm put on state insurance, all of a sudden seeing her in person costs $100 a visit because she doesn't take my insurance. Alright, we've got the 3 medium blues. Wait, yep. 1, 2, 3 weird blues. 1, 2, 3 mediums. Mediums? Here we go. Yep. So all of a sudden, a $20 copay turned into $100 upfront per visit. So granted, then I am forced to go see my general practitioner, who does not give a flying fuck about what I'm going through. Because you know what people don't realize about when you are stuck in an insurance plan that you have no say in because of your current financial situation? is that those people in charge of the people who actually make profits off of your insurance, such as the medical industry, such as private practitioners and all that, who do take your insurance, is that they know you have nowhere else to fucking go. So therefore, they don't gotta give a flying fuck about you, because they got, like, 300 other patients in the same fucking thing as you, and they're like, I don't gotta give a fuck. Compared to when I had my own doctor who has maybe 20 other clients under her wing, I would be able to talk to her for like an hour's worth of time for $20. Here, I don't pay any copay or anything like that. My insurance covers it all. I'm stuck in the room for like 40 minutes, just sitting there waiting for my doctor to show up. I talk to her for like 5 minutes and she tries to rush through it, and then she doesn't even get my medications right. That is what the medical industry is they don't have to care because they're getting paid no matter what. They don't have to give a flying fuck about you because they already got your goddamn money. And it's fucking infuriating. Alright, we need one normal blue. Like, there is no other worse bullshit than having to deal with fucking being at the bottom of the financial rung and having a fucking lifetime illness because they're just rubbing their hands together being like, you don't need to feel better, you just gotta keep seeing us. It's like, thanks a lot. Alright, 1, 2 black. Did I put 2 black over there? Wait a second. No, okay, not there yet. Well, actually, we don't need this yet. Oh, I was ahead of myself. I was looking at the line above. Again, if you ever do the wrong color in a latch, all you have to do is unhook it. Just grab it, and there you go. Loosen it up. I mean, I haven't even been dealing with this shit for a full 10 years. And I'm already sick and fucking tired of it. Alright, so we do have 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Alright, do we need 5 blacks then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. That's a good thing about it being mirrored, is that you remember what your count was for the first time you went through the line. And therefore, if something doesn't seem right, you just check the chart, and bam, it's not right, you fix it. I like my fucking doctors! Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. I hope none of you ever have to go through the same shit I have to. But damn it, I'm gonna fight it no matter what. Like, I'm just... If she tries to fucking do the same thing she did to me last time, like hurrying me up after I waited like 40 minutes for her, this isn't even like a physical exam. I have to do this every 3 months to make sure that my blood pressure and my blood sugar levels are fine, because otherwise I will get the diabetes. And it's like, guys, I kind of give a shit about, my life right here. Maybe you should too. And it's like, nah, we got someone else waiting in the quay. And, like, it's not surgery or anything like that, so they don't have to worry about malpractice insurance or anything like that. They just get to twiddle their dicks and make money. It's gotta be nice. And then, it's the nurse practitioners who do all the fucking work to begin with, and the doctors just come in and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, signing off on this. But my general practitioner is not the same as my thyroid doctor, who I can only see if my general practitioner gives me a note saying I should see her. So it's like the worst game of telephone you've ever played, because it's just, awful. Alright, we need 1 white. I cannot stand inefficiency, because it's like, if I can get my shit together and not be a quote-unquote professional, and you went to all these years of getting your medical degree and all that kind of shit, and all you're doing is like, yeah, just take 2 Advils, you're fine. It's like, fuck off. Such a pain in the ass. But let's do our 2 yellows right here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay. Looking good. Alright, now we need 2 weird blues. I got you covered, bae. Got you covered. But dealing with the fucking bullshit, it's just... You're welcome for that. That's sweet ASMR stream right there. Ugh. Alright, we're almost done with this line. So close, but yet so far away. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4 medium blues. Gotcha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bueno. Muchos gustos. Nice. Let me finish this line before we go on to our next topic. There we go. Because I also want to see how long that took to finish the one line while talking. I need to set myself my base standards of comparing how much time it takes to do anything. It's always good to have a base set standard. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish it out. That's a lot of blue. Okay, 1. The hell happened to this thread? The fuck is this? I mean, I'm good. Am I gonna use it? Nope, came apart. Never mind. Rip. Got a first casualty of the night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Oh, wait, I had one over here too. Hold on. Put that one there. There you go. You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 28 years old with a goiter and gout. Oy vey. Don't even eat processed foods. I don't eat livers. I don't eat iron-rich foods. I don't eat any kind of metallic foods. Oy vey. I do eat iodine, like, got salt, but the fructose I absolutely have to cut down on. But, like I was saying, even doing a half hour's worth of not even hard workouts, just endurance and sometimes cardio if you need to. It gets your blood pumping, and if you get your blood pumping, your organs gotta process and do all their shit, and it does do wonders. So again, I like to point this out to people who aren't used to being around a lot of athletics or physical fitness in their lives, and they don't think that doing anything will change. It absolutely will. All right, let me see the uptime real quick. Hour and 32 seconds. All right, so that took about a half hour to do a line. So I'm fitting my current pace even when talking. That's fine. But let me say this, okay? What a lot of people think is that if you're physically fit to your standards, that it automatically makes you attractive. Physical fitness and health has absolutely jack shit to do with your fucking appearance and your attractiveness. It just means you are physically fit for your body type and for you, and that your body isn't going to fucking hate you. Being fit has nothing to do with how you look or how you appeal to other human beings. For God's sakes, goddamn Steve Buscemi weighs like 5 pounds soaking wet, and that man still has children. If Steve Buscemi can get children and still look like that, I mean, because people always automatically fucking equate thinness or weight to attractiveness. No. If you aren't already, quote unquote, good looking, no amount of working out will fucking change that. That is a fact. Plastic surgery can and all that. But you know what exercise can do for you? You know what taking care of your body can do for you? It can make you happy. And if you accept yourself for who you are and understand I'll never look like Brad Pitt or Angelina Jolie, I can just live my life as me and yet still be happy and healthy. That's all you need. No diet will fucking chisel your jaw. No fucking amount of stair steps or fucking kettlebell workouts will fucking make you look tanner or shit like that. Well, I guess if you go tan, you can get tan, but it's not gonna make you taller. It's not gonna do any of that shit. Who you are is who you are, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people are actually afraid of, is accepting themselves for who they are. They always strive to be something better, to be something they're not, to change who they are because of social problems or social peer pressure. I just accept the fact that I'm a piece of shit and I have the best life ever. I'm enjoying myself. If you just accept who you are, man, you can go from anywhere. That's like the one major hurdle, because like I know so many people who still have those insecurities and they're so apparent. Like you can see it from like miles away, and it's like if you just accept yourself for who you are, it'd be so much better. But again, you can't make a horse drink the water. You can only just throw them in there and try to drown them. Still doesn't mean they're gonna, digest the water. It's just gonna fill their lungs. But, like, nah, staying healthy and attractiveness has nothing to do with each other. People always think they go hand in hand. Absolutely not. You can be buff as hell and still be ugly as shit. No one wants to fuck Arnie. Arnie was just a beast, man. You can respect the Schwarzenegger, the Governor, but goddamn, no, he was, Alright, yo, loser boy-asaurus, how you doing? What is the point of eating healthy? So what do you consider attractive? I think looks matter to some extent, though. Why do you say you are a piece of shit? 'Cause I'm a piece of shit. What is the point of eating healthy? To just feel good, make yourself healthy. So what do you consider attractive? Again, that's like asking what is art? It's all within the beholder of your mind. Or your mind's eye kind of thing. And I think looks matter to some extent, though. I don't. Because if you're attractive and a piece of shit, who cares? You're still a piece of shit. And if you're a good person but you're not smart, who cares? Like, again, like there's so many like weird emphases that our society likes to hold on to because it's so easy to point them out compared to like say you look normal on the outside, you have nothing wrong, but you are like you straight up are a sociopath. That's why people are always so surprised when, like, oh, Mr. John Doe, he had everything. He had his whole wife and business. Or that one guy who's in the news for killing his pregnant wife and 2 kids because he didn't want to go through a divorce and he thought he could get away with it. Like, that person is clearly fucked up in so many ways. It's just that people didn't care because it wasn't physically appalling to them. Whereas people with, like, cleft lips, missing legs, or, amputees, or people with, don't fit the quote-unquote normal type of what people look like, they're instantly like, oh, well, with this and this for you, how is your life different from everything else, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they just live normal lives like everyone else. They just have to go through other, jump through other hoops to get things done, but they're just a person. That's why I still... Well, hold on, let me see what you said. What if the person is boring? Stop being boring. I'm decent looking, but I'm socially awkward. Well, see, that's the thing is, you gotta accept... I always tell people to turn their weaknesses into their strengths. Like, look at me. I'm a fucking bipolar mania disorders, like schizophrenic. I got a speech impediment. I'm a fucking clutterer. I'm dyslexic. I got other things going on too. And it's like, I got fucking Hashimoto's disease. And it's like, so what? I'm gonna keep doing what I enjoy doing, and no one's gonna stop me. I'm not gonna give a fuck what other people have to say about me, because what other people do with their lives is up to them. Like, I can't tell someone else what to do with their life. So why the hell, when I know I only have so many years on this earth, would I waste my time worrying about someone else's opinions about me when they will never live their life as mine and I will never live their life, So that's why I'm doing latch hooking right now. Who the fuck's gonna tell me, yo, you can't do latch hooking on for streaming for entertainment? It's like, fuck you, I'm gonna make me this badass dragonfly, man. Alright, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal blues. 1, doop-a-doop. 2, 3, 4, 5. A great mind once said, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Hallelujah. RuPaul's a smart son of a bitch. Love me some RuPaul. Alright. But yeah, like, I feel like so many people, like, a lot of the root to their anxiety is socially based. And once you just get over the fact that I am in control of my life and no one else is, it's so much freedom you gain right there, because it's like, I have nothing to lose because you have no value to me. And if you have no value to me, it's like the saying, like, if you're worth nothing, then you're priceless, kind of thing. Like, say I've had to deal with this a lot, being around rich people and all that kind of stuff. And you go to, like, where people have money and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, well, I'm poor and Irish, I'm garbage, I'm a piece of shit, kind of thing. And it's like, if I don't belong anywhere, that means I can go anywhere. You know? There's nothing stopping you. You are who you are. You wear it on your sleeve. No one's gonna stop you. You can go fucking anywhere you want. It's such a freeing feeling. It's good. I like it. Alright, we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. 1, 2, 3. Oh, pulled out a 4th. That's 1 too many. But yeah, if you don't belong anywhere, you can go anywhere. If people don't want you around, too bad for them, because who the fuck are they to tell you you can't be there? 1, 2. I'll read chat in a second. Hold on. Just actually had to do the latch hooking part of the latch hook stream. Getting the rant part of the stream done pretty efficiently, might I add. Now we just gotta focus on this. I think we just need, what, 2 or 3 weird blues. We need ourselves 1, 2, 3 weird blues. Gotcha. Gotcha covered. Yep, there we go. 2 by that line and 1 after it. We're doing okay. That's why I always encourage people, even if you don't feel comfortable streaming, or you don't feel comfortable in a certain type, if you start doing something that you're not comfortable in, and it's under your own control, it's like this stream is under my control. It may be through Twitch, and I may have to follow Twitch's rules, but this stream is mine and no one else. And as long as I follow Twitch's rules, all the other rules are mine. And if you can control that, and then feel like you can do whatever you want to express yourself, go for it, man. Who cares if people on the internet see you as you are? That's the whole point, you know? At least that's how I see it. Alright, let me see what you guys been saying. Loser boy source. So if you hang out with a cute guy and they want nothing to do with you anymore, that wouldn't bother you? So if you hang out with a cute guy and they want nothing to do with you anymore, that wouldn't bother you. If the guy said you were a weirdo or a psycho, have people treated you differently because of your conditions? Well, see, the thing is, like, I grew up my whole life, you know, bullied. Everyone has. And I just fought back. You know, like, I grew up in a public inner-city New York school. Well, inner-city public New York. No. See, again, cluttering's going on. I stutter. I get my words mixed up. I have mumble mouth. So what? I'm gonna get the sentence right eventually. But I grew up in an inner city New York public school, and it was just fucking Lord of the Flies. But I would take that again over the college experience I had in Philadelphia with all the fucking private school New Jersey bastards any day, because it actually taught me life lessons. Taught me how to be a fucking human being. And let me see what the question was. Have you ever been treated differently because you did? The thing is with my things is, like, you will get pity once people find out, but with me, I don't have to wear it on my sleeve like other people who can't hide, or who it's clear, it's apparent because you always judge something that you can see right off the bat. That's just human nature. That's animal nature. Is that you see something, you judge it, and then you go further once you've made up your mind, or you've made a conclusion about something, and you go further like that. So, if, say, like, compared to someone, I grew up with a lot of people who had actual physical disabilities as well. They were perfectly fine otherwise, but they had disfigurements. And I guess that gives me a bit of an advantage over some other people, is that I was so used to being around people who had actual physical disabilities as well as mental disabilities in some cases too, is that you just start seeing them as people, you know? You see, like, oh, they're missing a leg, or they have something that doesn't look right, or is in the wrong place, quote unquote wrong place, or something like that. But they like music, they go to the movies, they discuss TV shows because they're fucking people. And so the more you get used to a situation, the more it becomes everyday life. Just like how that can also be applied to violence. With me, I am completely fucking numb towards violence because I grew up with it so much in my life and around me. So, like, you know, it's the same thing with, like, how the news, like, if you hear a car bomb goes off anymore in the Middle East or something like that, you just roll your eyes and you're like, well, what else is on? You know, you just become used to it because it's a daily kind of thing. So that can be good, that can be bad, being used to something. But when it comes to people and getting to know them, sure, you give them a glance, but how they act is how I can base my opinions on someone. Yeah, you can tell when someone's a real piece of shit by how they act pretty fast if you know what you're looking for. And I feel like a lot of people can overlook that because they're blinded by looks. Let me get back to that one question. So if you hang out with a cute guy and they want nothing to do with you anymore, that wouldn't bother you? No. I've had way too much experience in that in my life to where it would bother me. You just move on. You decide where to cut your losses, and you just fucking move on. But then again, I don't believe in monogamy anyways, and there is a difference between genuine emotions and infatuation. I don't get really infatuated with people. You can get lustful, but not infatuated. It's like if someone doesn't it's goes for the same way. Even though I'm a woman, if a guy says no, they're not interested, I don't have any right to force them to be interested. Just like a guy has no right to make a woman be interested either, or whatever you're attracted to, whether it be guys or women. No one has the right to force you into anything you don't want to do, and you just move on, you know? People really, the thing that people don't believe about me is not getting jealous. I don't get fucking jealous. It's very, it's highly pity, in my opinion. I don't care. I know people are going to change throughout their lives, and who I was, like, as a teenager, or even like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, is not the same person I am today. You're always changing. So it's like, that's why I don't believe in monogamy or marriage, is because the person you knew when you first met is not going to be the person you know in the present. And they shouldn't be. No one should be the same person that they are. You should change for the better. Or you should learn from your mistakes. You should learn from life. You should learn from everything around you as much as you can. And therefore, I don't get jealous. The thing I don't stand is fucking liars. That's right. Oh, God. Whenever I tell guys, like, I don't believe in monogamy, they're like, sweet, I can bang as many women as I want. But then they're like, oh, shit, she's gonna have sex with other men, too? And it's like, that. A lot of guys are like, yeah, I like the idea of, like, having as many women as I can. But, like, if the women start seeing other guys, they're like, no, you're mine. But women can get like that, too. I'm just saying that because, you know, I see guys, so I can't really see it through the guy's eyes. I'm seeing it through my eyes. But, like, people really don't like the idea of sharing or other humans interacting with other humans in a certain way, and I just don't fucking get it, because, like, I can be around whoever the fuck I want. Like, that's my decision. But that actually gets to a point that I made last stream that I wanted to touch on, was territorial, but let me make sure I answered all your questions first. So if you hang out with a cute guy and they want nothing to do with you anymore, that wouldn't bother you. No, that would not. If the guy said you were a weirdo or a psycho, then they clearly have problems they're going through and they're projecting it onto you, so what? Like, what the fuck? Like, I would not... There's a difference between taking criticism, actual constructive criticism, and being manipulated. You have to be able to tell that for yourself. No one can teach you that. You have to learn it from being put into those kind of situations. That's a life lesson you have to learn. It's street smarts, basically, is what it is. It's nothing that a book can teach you. You can get advice from people, but it's definitely something, like, as much as I advise you guys through these talks, I can't make you do anything. Whether it be for your good or anything like that. Okay, I can start putting some yarn onto this bad boy. We got one yell. So again, you have to sometimes, get your heart broken. You gotta get a few scratches and bruises. Gotta get a few fucking scars in the process. But that's how you grow. That's how you get calluses. That's how you learn. That's why you know not to touch the oven. Because it's fucking hot. The oven is hot. Alright, we need another yellow. So no. Looks should never play a part onto whether or not you consider someone a decent human being. That is shallowness at its most basic and bare bones expression. And it takes a lot of people to get past that point, but hopefully those people do grow past it. But again, you can't make anyone do anything that they don't want to do. Alright, 1, 2. Alright, got 2 blacks. Let's put them on here. I'm gonna get, like, fucking 2 lines done for this stream before I finally put the music on. It'll be fine. This is fine. Don't question it. It's fine. The dragonfly says it's fine. Alright, we need... Which one? Weird blue. We need 1 weird blue. But yeah, if you tell people, like, you're bipolar, schizophrenic, then they put on their defenses. But if you act like a normal person, they treat you as a normal person. Only when they have, like, ammunition to work with. Otherwise, you're one of them. Until you stop becoming one of a certain kind of group of people, they'll treat you the same. That's why people feel like they have to hide, like, their past. Like, if you grew up poor and you suddenly got rich or some shit like that, it's like, oh, I can never tell them I came from riches to rags or rags to riches because they won't accept me into their society. And so then, like, why would you want to be a part of that kind of society then if they don't accept you for who you are? It's like, shit, man. You can do a lot better than that. Alright. There we go. Alright, there we go. That's 2 of that. And we go. Here's the main blue comes in. Nice. Can finally use this strand. Bueno. Now, I may not be a jealous person, but how does this work? Hey, a plant, how you doing? I'm in the middle of rant times. How this works is let me get this into focus. You get it's a latch hook. It's specifically designed for latch hooking. It's got the little latch right here, and it's a hook. It's as basic of a tool as you can get. It's all it is. It's just a fucking metal hook with a metal latch. Let me get some string real quick. You wrap the string around the neck, and then you wrap it around the hook, like so, in order to get that kind of shape, and then when you pull it out, it gets hooked onto the grid. This is how rugs have been made for millennia. Back in the day, all you needed was a piece of wood, just like a knitting needle. Get a piece of wood, curve it, put a piece of wood right here, put a little hole there, keep it in, and it's been around since for fucking ever. But, so now I'm getting on to topics that I made Sparky jot down from last stream. Is territorial. I am extremely territorial with physical items, not with like human interactions or even like anything that's alive. This does not apply to it. This applies to my stuff. I grew up as an only child, so I never had to share with brothers and sisters. Of course, I had cousins. I've told you about my cousins before, how they would have all the Nintendo stuff and I would have all the Sony stuff and stuff like that. But I've always been like, if this is mine, this is fucking mine. But I've had this. The reason why I'm like that goes a lot deeper. I'm giving you the bare bones things, and I'm not going to get into details on all of that. But I have always been territorial. Now, what this means is, even with my bestest friends in the whole wide world, like my one friend EJ absolutely knows this firsthand, and like I've only had one roommate in my entire life, and it was my freshman year of college. Otherwise, if I claim a room as mine, it's fucking mine. Territory was one of the main reasons why me and my mom fought all the time. But again, those are stories that will be told someday, but now is not the time. Their time is not now. But I had one roommate in college, my freshman year, and only for half a semester. Probably less than that. If I am not able to completely wind down, and to me, winding down means I can, because the thing is, I'm a people person in the way that I need to be around people, and I need to socialize with them. But if I don't wind down and cool down, I will be the worst fucking person to deal with, to the point where I will actually get violent. I do have a temper. I've been known to have a temper. I have been known to lash out, because again, not only do I have, did I grow up around extreme amounts of violence as a kid, where it was normalized, and it was never, I was taught how to fight at a young age, and to fight, not just to fight, but to make sure they don't get back up. I was taught that as a kid, and therefore that grew into a fiber of who I am that even to this day I still have to struggle with. For God's sakes, there may have been an alleged incident only 2 years ago where fisticuffs, physical altercations may have arose over a fucking parking space with cars. So either way, I grew up around extreme violence. It's in my nature. It was in my environment, and being a manic, bipolar, schizophrenic does not fucking help with that. So, violence was always something like that, and the only things I always had to rely on growing up were physical items. So if something was mine, I took care of it. That's why whenever I go to use video game shops and it looks like someone ate the fucking disc, I get so angry, because I took care of all of my shit because it was mine. If it's my property, it's mine. And I feel like a lot of people actually put this kind of what is it? Not domination. Denotion? This kind of characteristic towards actual human relationships. I don't associate that with human relationships, as in whether it be sexual, friendship, platonic. That's why I don't get jealous about other people seeing other people. I don't care. But when it comes to items, that is physically my property. That is mine. It will be mine until I say it's not mine, which is going to be never. Which is why also hoarding builds up into my family. I don't hoard. I was able to get past that at a young age because, again, every time I'm in this room, it's a fucking miracle in my eyes, because this room was my grandma's workroom. There were 2 bed frames in here, boxes all the way to the ceiling. Only me and my cousins at a young age could crawl into here and even get anywhere. Otherwise, this was like a storage junk room. The fact that I can even move my arms like this is a fucking miracle in my eyes. I don't hoard, but what I do own is mine. My territory is wherever I consider where I live. And I wouldn't say I was a bad roommate with I just don't work well with other people in the same environment unless I am like banging them. For me to get rid of stress after being around so many people at any given time, because I'm the most social antisocial person you'll ever meet in your life. I am nothing but a fucking duality of fucking paradoxes. It's so fun being bipolar. But like I strive for human connections so much, but if I can't wind down to where I've said this before, I don't like wearing clothes. I need to just relax, be myself, be quiet, be around my things, and decompress. If I don't decompress, I build up like a fucking valve until I just go nuclear. It is so bad. Like, I can stand having people in my, like, I can be a good host. I can stand people being with me for like a week, especially, and longer if I have my own room to where I can physically close them off from me. If I can close people off from me, and I have an entire room that is therefore mine, that extends how much sociability I can be around people who I consider platonic. This changes if it's a sexual relation. But when it's just people, if I'm forced to be around people for any amount of time that is over like 3 days to a week, I go fucking nuts. I never once attacked my roommate or anything like that. She was an absolute bitch too. She would get passive aggressive and all that kind of things, and I would just not take any of her shit because she was older than me too. She had already gone to like 4 of the colleges to wait until like she actually had to get a real job or some shit like that. She was an absolute fucking like princess kind of bitch. And like she would try to use her seniority over me, and I was just like not having any of it. And eventually, I guess me not willing to budge just caused her to have like be like, well, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm like, okay. And then I never had a roommate ever again. It's the only time I'll ever have a roommate. I don't feel comfortable even like moving in with another guy or something like that for a relationship, because again, like I said, people change, and I'm not gonna let my life be dictated by something I have no control over and whether or not that person stays the same. I don't do well when I don't have complete and total power over the choices I make in my life, which is why I can't understand why some people like let themselves be a human rug where they're just a welcome mat. They're a doormat. They just get stepped on. I am the complete opposite of that kind of personality. And so therefore, I can have people around me for a certain amount of time, but if I don't get that downtime, even when I'm within like a sexual relationship where you know I'm naked all the time in that situation, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be naked for everything. That's just who I am. And like I still need the downtime where I'm not around people for a certain amount of time, otherwise I go fucking nuts. I can't do it. But then there's also the complete polar opposite where if you're not around people at all, you just become fucking miserable. It's the weirdest duality in my life, and I gotta start working on this goddamn dragonfly. Alright, we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. I'll read what you guys have said in just a second. I'll let you guys process that for a little bit. Is that a weird blue? That is a weird blue. Alright, weird blue trying to sneak in with my medium blues. I'm not having none of that. But no, I am like a fucking she-wolf. I become like a rabid animal if people start touching my shit for no reason. I don't, do not touch my shit without permission. Like, if you don't ask to do something around my stuff, I will let it be known that you are overstepping your boundaries in the least fucking, what is it? The least, what is it? Fucking words. What is it? The least, oof. This is the problem with being a killer, is like, it's just a fucking fog in your brain. You know what the word is. It's just being encased by a glazed, like, screen, and until it finally fucking, dispenses, you can't see the fucking word you're trying to see, but you know what it is. You just can't say it until it fucking goes. The least, what is it? Discreet way you can imagine. I am going to be as blunt as humanly fucking possible. And I have no apologies for that. Alright, now we need 2 weird blues. I am not a discreet human being when it comes to this is what's going on, and this is how it's going to work out. Absolutely not dealing with that shit. A lot of people don't like the idea of hurting people's feelings, and you don't have to be a dick about it or things like that. But I also don't like the idea of dancing around a subject. I like being direct. I like being brutally honest. Again, you don't have to be a dick about it, but You should be able to know how to judge the scenario. Alright, we need one normal blue. Like, if you just start, like, barking at people, being like, oh, I can only do this is only blah, 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 blah. Like, I know when people do things on accident or just because it's socially acceptable and you're like, yep, just bite your tongue, and then later on at a good time be like, hey, can we talk about this kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. You can absolutely still be a normal functioning human being in a society where manners are very much encouraged without being like, only I can do this and blah, blah, blah. You need to be able to also know when everything is the best opportune time to bring it up. Now, if someone is being a dick on purpose, then I have absolutely zero empathy for them, and I'm going to unleash absolute hell onto their face. Oh, we finally got a frayed yarn. Here we go. Bam. Trim that bad boy. There's a time and a place for mucking around like birthdays and parties. I'm friends with my dad. Alright, we need a normal blue. Basically, I am a nudist. Except Twitch don't like that. Whenever, I've told you guys before, whenever I'm playing the PlayStation 4, if there's no camera on, I'm fucking naked on that couch. That poor couch has seen too many things. If I don't have to wear clothes, I'm not gonna wear them. I have sensitive skin, I overheat, and I don't like it. I have to be naked. Otherwise I go fucking crazy. Alright, we got one black. I absolutely know what my trigger points are in life at this point. And not having a place to decompress was not a safe thing. Nobody's safe in that situation. Alright, one more black. Here we go. I'll see what you guys were saying. Okay. I don't want people touching my priceless Beanie Baby collection. God. Alright. So you grew up with a PlayStation. Nice! Absolutely. What games did you play as a kid? Wait. Do you hit people? Nah, it's fine. We were indeed born naked. And the rest is drag! It's true. Every time you go out in clothes, you're in drag. Truth. But, like, I have no problem if people want, but, like, pick up something or look at something and all that kind of stuff. People just have natural curiosity things, but if you explain to them, please don't touch my shit, and then they keep touching your shit, well, then you gotta make yourself, present. You gotta make yourself heard, is what I'm trying to say. Because, again, if you ask someone nicely to stop being a dick, and they continue to be a dick, what do you expect to happen? Speaking of nice things that I just bought, got me a Spyro the Dragon keyring. Let me get that bad boy up there. For some reason, the thing that I honestly don't like about the new Spyro design is the look on his face. Like, he has both eyebrows raised to where he's, like, judging you. Like, he feels like a new age, like, asshole kind of face, whereas like the 90s Spyro always had one eyebrow cocked and then that smug smirk where he's like, yeah, I'm a cool kid. This Spyro is just judging everyone. He's such a judgy pants, but it's a good keychain. Pretty good. It's got a good paint job on him. Well made. There's actually no marks on him at all as to like a stamp of whether or not made in China or some shit like that. That's pretty rare. I never see that kind of thing anymore. So I had to buy myself a Spyro keychain. I approve. Of course, got it from GameStop. I finally became a GameStop member. Oh God, what did I do? Why did I do this? It dawned on me, like, this Spyro just looks like he's a judging asshole. Other Spyro was like a cool, smug guy who's like, yeah, I'm gonna do cool things. This Spyro's like, y'all ain't good enough for me. Fucking Activision. Alright, we got ourselves a medium blue. That I can do. Sparrow just looks like a smug asshole. But no, it's like I'm a binge eater with everything in my life, including human interactions. It's like I try to be around people for as long as I can in one endurance, and then I'm good for like a week, and then I do it again, and then it's like I have absolutely zero balance in my life when it comes to that shit. Ugh. It's very tiring to be a son of a bitch. Alright, then we get ourselves the weird blue. There we go. Alright, weird blue and medium blue. So I finally covered my territorial issues. Where like, at least if I'm banging someone, I'm banging a dude, I can tolerate them for longer amounts of time. Because again, it really is like the nudity kind of thing. But then I can't tolerate them for too long. Because then it's like, man, I really need to be away from people. But I guess I give them more of an extension than I would other people. Like, I would never kick out, like, a friend or something like that who really needed help or some shit like that. Because I would understand, hey, your fucking needs are outweighed by this person who's going through actual living hell. So, don't be a selfish bastard. Like, I know how to not be a selfish bastard when the time comes to it, but in a general sense, if you want a happy Bob, you can say hi, and then get the fuck out. But no, you gotta know what the situation is, too. With everyone involved, not just your own thoughts. Like, you can think about your own priorities, because of course human nature is I come first and then everything else, but if you do that for everything, all the time, 24/7, you are indeed the definition of a douchebag. Alright, 1, 2, 3, medium blues. Life lessons with a girl named Bob. Live on Twitch TV. Alright, that's 3 medium blues. So how's everyone been doing? I hope everyone's been doing fine. Fucking Soul Calibur 6 is already going to be coming out. God damn it. I'm not buying the one with the shitty statue because I don't give a shit about that character. She was only introduced in, like, fucking Soul Calibur 3, so who gives a shit? If it was Ivy Valentine, hell yeah. If it was fucking goddamn Valdo, hell yeah. But no, it was the fucking Viking lady. No one cares. But I got pre-order in order to get the fucking hula hoop lady. Again, whose name escapes me at this time. I always want to call her Tacky, but Tacky's the fucking ninja. No one likes Tacky. She sucks. Alright, get ourselves the dark blue. Fucking if they put Azeroth behind a fucking paywall, I would lose my shit. But I'm gonna have to pre-order to make sure I get the day one exclusives. Yay! 1, 2, black. Hooray! Pre-order culture. So thrilling. It's great. But I do love me some goddamn Soul Calibur. Was not able to play the last Soul Calibur because again that came out on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 generation. Of which I missed out on it, and the PS4 is a dick that won't let me fucking use backwards compatibility. Alright, medium blue. Cause give us more money! Give us all your money, nerds. Is that, yeah, that's a weird blue. This medium blue and this fucking unsaturated medium weird blue. So close together. If you are colorblind and you can't see blues too well, I don't recommend the dragonfly. That is absolutely a dragonfly and not a fucking butterfly. Alright, 2 more blacks. It's a lot of fun. I love latch hooking. It's very soothing. Whee! Nay, I say. Nay. God, this glove's already getting gross on the inside. I just sweat constantly. I just overheat too much. I'm too warm-blooded, man. I am the most mammal alive. Oh, get one yellow. Confirmed. Most mammaliest mammal in the world. Like, my temperature is always, like, 99.9. Like, it's right there on that 100 fucking border all the time. Every time. All the time. One white. And, like, if I get... That's why I hate getting sick, because if I get a fever, I don't do well with it. Because it's gonna be like 107 degrees, and I'm just gonna be pissed. I do not handle getting sick well at all. As in, like, flu or fevers or internal bullshit. I can handle, like, pain, like, muscular pain and shit like that. But as soon as you get to, like, I just get angry. 1, 2, 3 weird blues. Do I have enough in this one? 1, 2, that's a medium. Is this a weird blue? I think this is. 1, 2, 3. Bob's your uncle. No, I'm not. I don't know you. Stranger danger. Physical pain's a fucking walk in the park for me. Goddamn, getting sick, feeling miserable, and having headaches. Nope. Not dealing with that shit. And also, again, the glove is to make sure I don't get rug burn on this hand. Because I've yet to buy my knitter's wrist bracer. Alright, we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. Can do. Oh, you dug. 1, 2, 3. There we go. You get cold. Oh no. Even though I have thyroid problems, like my hands and feet don't get cold. And apparently that's like the main factor of like I don't get cold. I just fucking overheat constantly. And it's awful. That's why this was like the worst summer I've ever experienced. That was just hell on earth. Alright. And now we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues. Normal blues. They're normal. And they're blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, one of the best parts of New York, when it becomes, like, after a hardy winter, after having, like, 8 blizzards in a row, the first day it's, like, 50 degrees and sunny outside, everyone's wearing shorts. Acting like it's fucking 80 degrees. I partake in that. Again, if you fuck up a latch hook, all you have to do is pull it out. This one's too frayed, too. That's fine. Chuck it over there. As long as the grid doesn't break, you're never fucked over in a latch hook. If the grid breaks, then you're fucked over. But dear God, if you're able to break a fucking one of these grids, my God, you got that strength. You're too strong. Like, you physically have to try to break it in order to break it. Okay. But nah, as soon as you get that one sunny day, and it's not snowing, but the snow banks are still like 5 feet high. Doesn't matter if you're putting on shorts and you're going outside. Alright, we got that line done, which means we're completely done with the second second layer. So that means we are 2/5 of the way done with this project. Oh boy. Shazam. That's my uptime app. Oh, forget the exclamation point. Uptime. 2 hours. So yep, that took another half hour. So we're right on schedule. This highlighter fucking sucks against colored patterns, unlike the black and white skull design I did the first time around. That worked pretty good on that one. Gets a bunch of blues and already yellows, not so much. Alright. Getting this dragonfly done. Butterfly my ass. Alright, here we go. So everything that's highlighted yellow, that's where we're up to. So we're up to the first two. So now we're going to get the main third section done, which has the most pattern in it. And then I'd like to get like halfway to the section 4. And then section 5 I can do on my own because that's the boring part. That's the super boring, just, hey, this is like 5 colors of the same fucking thing for like 5 lines. It's like, okay. I just want to get the detail captured. Alright, so covered territorial. I can talk about the video game stuff in a bit. But let's actually talk about books and stuff. Let me take a little breather. I need some water real quick. Hydrate, Bob. Where are you? Piece of shit. But yeah, I got cut back on sugars real hard. If sugar is doing me more harm than fucking alcohol, that's not good, guys. That's not good. Anyways, so last time a couple of you guys were asking about books and stuff like that, and you may not be in the live stream right now, but you can always watch this later on. And so I was talking about how I would, books and all that stuff. Well, anyways, one of the books I was looking forward to that I told you guys about was called Hungry Ghosts by Anthony Bourdain. It's the last thing last project he worked on before he ultimately killed himself. And so I've been looking forward to this book for like ever since I heard it was coming out, and I heard about it coming out after he had died. I'm like, okay, well, it was supposed to come out in like September, and they're like, we gotta push it back to October. And it's like, okay. So, of course, my local comic book store has no fucking clue what it is because they only carry, like, DC and Marvel shit. I took for granted all the really great comic book stores in Philadelphia because they had the graphic novels as well, which meant anything that was also not DC and Marvel. This one here is just the most basic bitch fucking comic book store. I feel like... Yeah, you can like Spider-Man and Batman and Superman, but you can like other things too. I just get so angry whenever I go in there. It's like, fucking have other options, goddammit. But either way, getting to the point is that I'm like, well, let me look at Barnes & Noble, because our Barnes & Noble actually has a manga section and a graphic novel section. It's not that bad, but it's not the greatest section in the world. But I looked it up, and yeah, my Barnes & Noble was going to get this book once it came out. And it came out on October 4th, I want to say? No, it came out on like the 2nd or something like that. Anyways, it came out last week. And so the day that I check online, they say, yep, online, they got it in stock. I drive on out to the Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, hey, I can't find this book anywhere. After looking through like every section it could be under, whether it be graphic novels, nonfiction, even culinary. Can't find it anywhere. And online, it clearly said that it was in stock. So after dealing with the employee for like 8 hours, they go into the back and they're like, oh yeah, we have it. It's in stock. But we don't want to go through the crates right now, so we'll call you back when we finally open it up. And it's like, what the fuck? I came into your store wanting to buy something, to give you money for an item that you clearly have in your inventory, but you're telling me to come back another day, and it's like, what the fucking shit? I was so mad. I still, like, I refuse to believe that they hadn't unpacked it at all. And I went through that store for, like, another hour and a half longer than I thought would ever be in that fucking Barnes & Noble. And, like, I was so pissed off. They had it in their inventory, but they weren't going to go out of their way to give it to me to make money off of a product that they had that they were going to sell because they didn't want to open up the boxes. Like, just that. Just that, Barnes & Noble. So I was super pissed after that. And so I actually, after dealing with that whole fiasco, I went to the comic book store, the one that's the only local one we have. Well, it's not the only one, but it's the better option of all the other ones. I went to that one, and I wanted to see, if they had, I just wanted to see if they had even heard of it, and of course the guy had no fucking clue what it was because it didn't have Batman involved. And also, other two things is, I always check for the new Bloodborne comic. And I've been waiting for the 3rd and 4th issue for, like, the past 6 months. They've never had it in stock. And then all of a sudden I see the 5th issue on the shelf. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's issues 3 and 4? And he's like, yeah, those sell out real fast. And I was like, you fucking liar. No, because I've asked you before to put me on the list for it. And I've never gotten a fucking word back from him about when are they getting more Bloodborne. So I have Bloodborne's issues 1, 2, and 5. I mean, it's not even a good fucking series to begin with. But it's the fact that I'm now missing 3 and 4. And it's like, what the shit? And he's like, oh yeah, they go off the shelves real fast. They had the fucking 2nd issue, like 3 of those issues of issue 2. On that shelf for like 4 months. I'm like, when are you getting Bloodborne's 3 and 4? And it's like, oh, I never even heard of it. And then all of a sudden they get issue 5 and they're like, oh yeah, it's in high demand. It's like, you piece of shit. And then I also got me the latest installment of Doomsday Clock because I fucking hate myself. So I got me, this is only number 7. We're just 1 issue over halfway of this fucking dumpster fire. And I'm gonna keep reading it. Gee, Doomsday is in the name of the title. And there's Superman in here. I wonder what could happen. Oh, so I had to deal with all that shit. But like, I still gotta read those 2 issues that I picked up. But getting back to this bad boy right here. It was $15. It's got the entire anthology. It was like, I guess, a 4-parter or something like that. But came in the hard. I cannot open this book to you. There are just some sections that are just nothing but blowjobs. Like, I can't open the story. But otherwise, my opinion of this book, I was really looking forward to it. It's pretty generic if you know a lot of, like, ghost stories or you were a fan of, like, Tales of the Crypt and stuff like that. Like, I can see what they were going for. I don't think it was the most well-executed or original idea out there. But it was, I don't regret buying it. The only thing is, it's like, yeah, it's a good stepping stone. I wonder what Anthony Bourdain could do after this. I was like, oh. So, at least I got it. You know, I don't regret buying it. I'll probably never reread it, but so it goes into the collection of the rest of my books, as books do. But, like, how fucking dare Barnes & Noble fucking do that to me? Like, you have the fucking, you are hemorrhaging money so bad that you've turned into a shitty Kmart selling nothing but Funko Pops. Person comes into your store wanting to buy a book that's on a day 1 release, and you're like, nah, we're not looking for that. And it's like, there's like 4 Venom Funko Pop figurines on the floor that some kid threw down there, and it's like, what the hell? The fuck is this shit? Ugh, just... I can't stand when people can't do the simplest thing that is also their job. I can't handle fucking goddamn incompetence. I can't handle liars. I can't handle incompetence. Bureaucracy can go straight to fucking hell. There's just, some things in this world, man. It's just like, Alright, well, let's start on the third section of this piece. It looks like the blues... I'm actually going to start in the middle real quick with the thorax. So we're going to do dark blue and medium blue. So we need 2 dark blues. Got that. I like having a midway point. A lot of people are shitty. Yeah, they are. Especially my doctors. Alright, medium blue. That's a medium blue. You missed the whole rant I had. Play of 30. And also Dragon Zero Hexia about my, dealing with the American healthcare while on fucking public, health insurance, state-run health insurance, and how great that is. I'm just so fucking angry with dealing with all this shit. I refuse to goddamn die. I'm just gonna be one of, like, I'm gonna get, like, 18 different types of cancers, gonna go blind, gonna be deaf, dumb, and fucking immobile, won't have any arms and legs left. I'm gonna still be alive, just out of rage, out of spite. I think anywhere is terrible in this country when it comes to state-run health insurance, because what I said earlier is that when dealing with any kind of healthcare that knows you have no other options, you just become another cattle in the livestock for the slaughtering, the slaughterhouse, is because they know you can't go anywhere else because no one else will accept your insurance. Therefore, they know they're going to get your money. So why would they try? They know they're guaranteed money. They just have to make sure you stay alive long enough to milk you from the state. That's all they don't need to cure you. No way in hell they're going to try to cure you because they don't give a fuck about you. They want you to keep coming back, and it's like, great, this is wonderful. I love it. All right, so we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not doing chemo. I can understand that. I can absolutely understand people's choices for... Well, it all depends on what stage it is, too. Like, if it's too advanced to where it would just cause you pain for the rest of your remaining days, I can understand it. If it's where it can actually prevent it, or cure it, and or keep it in remission, as long as you take care of yourself, then that's a bit different. But I can understand some people just don't got the fight in them. Or they just get sick and tired of having to deal with it. It's just, that's what life boils down to, is like, you're going to always have to fight battles that you can't always choose. And at some point, people do reach that breaking point of like, how much more can I take? That's why I don't believe in shaming suicide victims. No matter what the circumstance, even if it, like, this is going to be a hot topic to touch on. 1, 2, 3 medium blues. Is like, let's say, for example, one of the bigger cases that I think most of you can probably remember if you were up to date with it was when Jew Wario from Channel Awesome killed himself. And, of course, everyone was devastated, but after years and years of it finally getting released that he was a sexual predator, and the reason why he killed himself was probably to avoid actually taking any punishment. Regardless, that was his decision, and he chose that road. And I don't blame him for taking it, because I guess he's just going to take actually, living in a life where who he was came to light, When people kill themselves in prison, or kill themselves because of diseases or things like that, you have to look at it from their shoes of how much each individual person is willing to put up with. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans. All right, 1, 2, weird blues. Even with Anthony Bourdain, like, I was devastated when he, hung himself. But you don't know what his actual personal life, contained, because you only know a person on the surface. You never actually live their life. You can't judge them based off of that one action compared to what they did to the rest of their life. You have to base them, you judge the person on how they live their life. And also him being a very gonzo-esque journalist, such as Hunter S. Thompson. I feel like with the Anthony Bourdain situation, where it wasn't that it is kind of like, how much more can I see in life? Where I'm the kind of person that I want to live for fucking ever. Because I ain't getting sick of life anytime soon, but you never know what else can pop up or anything like that. You never know what the next day is going to bring. But for me, my entire thing is I want to live for fucking ever because I want to see as much as I fucking can because I'm a goddamn glutton for punishment, apparently. But with some people, it really is, how much more do I need to see, and I want to go out on my own terms. Now, I am not at all encouraging suicide, because that would be really fucking stupid. You don't want people to feel like they can't talk about the subject, though, because it is literal lives on the line. Like, that's the thing, is like, I am still vehemently pro-guns. I will always be pro-guns. Of course, we don't, private citizens don't necessarily need fully automated weapons because those assholes who think like, oh, we're going to form a militia and overthrow the government and take over the military in case any of those dirty liberals try to take my guns. Like, good luck combating a drone strike, you fucking dumbass. Like, how much is a fucking fully automatic rifle going to protect you when the military can just drone strike you like it's in the middle of fucking Pakistan, you know? People are dumb as shit. But, like, if you don't talk about the problem, it doesn't get fixed. That would be like saying you're diagnosed with cancer and you're just going to completely ignore it. Guess what? You're going to fucking die. If you don't talk about that's why no matter what you guys want to talk about in this chat, you're free to talk about what, affects you, because I feel like there's nothing wrong with having a good old-fashioned therapy session where people support you and aren't going to judge you because of how you feel, because you can't help how you feel. And if people aren't willing to listen to you and they're going to judge you no matter what, you're just going to bottle it up, and that's how problems get made. They don't get resolved if you ignore it. You have to talk about it. That's why whenever like a mass shooting happens or someone important dies because they killed themselves, all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, here's the suicide hotline, here's where you can call if you need help. There's always a helping ear. It's like, what stopped you from reaching out to this person that you apparently knew so well and saying everything's all right? You have people you can talk to. That human beings need a support system. We are social animals. Even though anxiety can get in the way, all that kind of stuff, I understand, like, in a split second, something can change in a moment. And there's nothing you can do about that. Those things will happen. But so many more lives can be saved by talking about it. You can't save everyone. It's impossible. That's like saying you're going to become immortal. It's not going to happen. You can enjoy the life you have, but eventually you're going to die. But if you can help someone, why wouldn't you? You know? It's just like, I don't understand how topics can be taboo if everyone's a grown-ass mature adult. It's like, oh no, he said penis and vagina, lol, LOL, dick joke. It's like, what the fuck? You know? I guess that's also a side effect of me being perfectly, brutally honest and as blunt as a goddamn baseball bat, is I don't consider any topic taboo. If you want to talk about it, you can. Because guess what? That's life. Life isn't going to fucking censor itself because your feelings are on the line, you know? Things happen. And it's good to talk about them. Because then you can make connections with people who have gone through the same shit you have. Even though you may not want to bond over that kind of thing, it's still something you can connect with. And that's how people, develop and form. They get over it. You can learn from it. You can grow from it. That's good. Humans should keep progressing. Because we were given the opportunity to actually understand what life is. We have sentience. We have consciousness. We are more advanced than any other animal on this planet that we know of, mentally. No other animal is self-aware. And if you just throw that away, ignore it, and want to just live your life, well, that's your choice. But you absolutely should not. But again, I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. Some people just don't want to deal with that kind of responsibility, and I can understand that. It's very overwhelming at times. But at some point, you gotta understand, that's the existence we're in. I'll read chat in a second. I realize I just covered a whole lot of shit, and Hydration Bot finally showed up. After I hydrated. That son of a bitch, you fired. That's why when people say, like, they don't want to deal with politics or shit like that, I can understand that on the vast general, side of things, because it's too big, it's too bloated for you to actually do anything about, because it's too big. But you absolutely should stay involved in politics on a local and statewide or just a community level, because that is where changes are made. If you don't have an interest in your community or try to do that, that's where shit gets fucked up. It's not the people like 5,000 miles away who are fucking you over, for the most part. It's what your regulations are for where you are living. Man, I am the king of tangents. I can go on fucking anything. I connect a goddamn anything. I am the Kevin Bacon of tangents. I will find a way to connect everything and anything to each other. While doing some lovely cross-hatching. Yay! Or latch hooking. God, did I call this cross-hatch, you son of a bitch? Everyone I talk to is like, oh, how's that cross-hatching going? It's like, you piece of shit, this is latch hooking. There's a latch and a hook. There is no cross-hatching. Alright, here we go. One last normal blue for this side. Alright, let's see what you guys have been saying. Goddamn Martian's taking all the good snacks? RIP! Alright, let me scroll up. I came back in Barnes & Noble pulling some shit. Dude, they tried to pull so much shit on me, I was not having it. I hate liars too. A lot of people are shitty. No. Most people are shitty. I wouldn't say most people are shitty. Most people can be apathetic. That doesn't mean they're shitty. That just means they don't care, which can be also equally as cruel, but in a different way. All emotions can lead to absolute and terrible things, and all emotions can lead to good things as well. Again, it's all about a time and a place for having fun. Even okay people are shitty to some other people, sadly. Yeah, that's just human nature. Your dad died of cancer? Yeah. Basically, like, if people in my family, they either die of cancer or they live for fucking ever. And the bastards are always the ones who live forever. It's just like, God. I would bet it's better than most red states. But yeah, New York's a blue state, thank God for that. But it's still, it's a money industry, the healthcare system. Doesn't matter, it's just fucking money. Sorry about your father, player. It's terrible to watch, having to go through that. 5,000 toads, Bib! Sparky! Get them fucking toads, Sparky. Robin Williams. I feel like 203 years old would probably be good, assuming okay health. No, I just want to live forever. Dude, if I can binge watch the same episode of fucking Seinfeld, like, for 8 years straight, I ain't getting bored of existence anytime soon. I don't know, I wouldn't afford cancer treatment anyway. I don't have a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of shit can always... That's why I always like to tell you guys, is like, take care of yourself now so that you don't have to worry about it in the future. If you stay in good health and you look for the signs, it's all you can do, and it's the best defense. Goddamn Martians taking all the good snacks. Yeah, I mean, top 2 causes of death in the U.S. is heart disease and cancer. Well, that's like saying cancer is just a group of diseases. There are just so many different forms of cancer. It all depends. Like, if you get, like, let's say, people like to romanticize, for some weird, creepy reason, breast cancer. In the developed world, breast cancer survival rates are one of the highest rates in the entire world, especially in the developed world, because we have so many ways, mammograms, early detectments, all that kind of stuff. You get pancreatic cancer, you're fucking dead. Because again, we haven't put that much development into it. And if you have breast cancer as a man, then it's super deadly because we're not doing screenings for breast cancer. HPV cancer is becoming extremely preventable because of the vaccines. Because vaccines are good for you, people. Vaccines are keeping mankind alive. But again, cancer is just an enveloped word. Heart disease is also an enveloped term because that can do arrhythmia, heart attacks, arteries, all that kind of shit. Yeah. Demonic toad noises. You wouldn't know from watching news, though, yeah. Cancers are just normal cells that mutate. Cancer is just mutation. That's all it is. It does not give you Spider-Man powers. Radiation dosage does not give you Spider-Man powers. Confirmed. Can confirmed, not Spider-Man. Can confirmed, fucking melanoma. No, all cancer is nothing but mutated cells. That's why, stem cell research is important. Just saying. I can't talk about gun control and abortion in the same rant, can I? Oh, Jesus. I'm not even talking about the shit show that was the fucking Supreme Court bullshit that was this week. It doesn't matter. No, it fucking matters. It's what we gotta deal with now. It's just like, God. So sad to say, it's like, none of this fucking matters. Alright, let's count over to where the black should be. Alright, I'm gonna do this way first real quick, because this is gonna be a solid thing of blue, and I don't want to count it out. I just want to fill it in. The sun causes cancer, but so does sunscreen. Yep, everything does, because everything's a form of radiation. There is nothing in this world that is not radioactive in some small dosage, because we live in time and space. Alright, so we got two blacks right here. Work with me. So far, the clamps have been holding up the weight of this rug, which is good. Muy bueno. Muchos bueno. Mutations can be caused by genetic defects. They can be caused by radiation. They can be caused by mutations because of environment that is not also radiation. Everything can just, do some shit. Alright, we need some weird blues. Got me some of that. Is this a weird blue? It sure is. Confirmed. Mutant Ninja Turtles, dead. They are all dead. Alright, we need ourselves some medium blues. Got one right here. Cells can just be on a timer to mutate after a while, which is where genetics usually happen. Just deteriorate over time. It's just fucking life. I've always wondered, has NASA ever done experiments where they have, corpse farms in outer space to see what, space radiation and the vacuum of space would do to a corpse? Is there a corpse farm just hovering above us right now because of NASA? I'd like to think there is for science. I'm like, how does NASA test out the effects of all this shit on a corpse in outer space? Do they send corpses up in the shuttles? I'd like to think they do. I really want, because there's, for fucking was it forensic science for crime scenes and all that, there are places around the country where entire acres are just filled with corpses to see how the elements react to certain conditions towards a decaying body, how certain things to the body can, to help with science, whether it be medical or crime, forensics, in a nutshell. And, like, if they have corpse farms here on Earth, NASA has to have orbiting corpse farms. They have to. Someone look into that, man. That's for science. That's just some straight up real science, man. Like, I want to see what happens to a body after being in orbit, being dead for like 6 months. What does that body look like? It can't look good. I mean, it wouldn't decay, but it would absolutely mutate. It would have boils all over it. It would have freezer burn because of the vacuum of space, but also be burnt from the sun. Like, what does that look like? Does NASA get funding to put corpses into space? Like, can you imagine writing that scientific fucking piece of paper to try to get funding? It's like, yeah, we're just gonna get like 20 bodies, shoot it up there. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on them. It's fine. Give me like $3 million. Alright, let me see what you guys have been saying. These are the things I fucking think about, man. It's fine. Genes are part of things you can prevent would probably be chemical exposure, various kinds of accidents. Yep. Can only have an abortion using a 44 Magnum compromise. God damn it, Dragon Zero Hexia. Son of a bitch. Supposedly, if you're exposed to space, you don't die for a number of minutes. Well, it all depends with the circumstances of space. Your lungs do not automatically explode. That has already been debunked because we can indeed create vacuums here on Earth. A human can survive in the vacuum of space probably for as long as their lungs can hold the oxygen. Basically, you would just suffocate to death. You would not be ruptured instantly. I've already killed a dog in space. That could be a start. Listen, the Russians killed that dog. Don't put that on Americans' hands. America kills everything else. But we didn't kill that dog. Oof.wave. I love how people are like, yeah, we can, how do people keep forgetting that we don't live in a vacuum of space? We have, an atmosphere that's filled with gases, including oxygen, nitrogen, helium, hydrogen. Like, we are not in a vacuum. What's in front of us right now is just, gases that we can see through. And it's like, if we were in the vacuum of space, you'd be dead. Sometimes I wonder how good outside other educations are outside of New York State. I question it sometimes. I feel like I got a real good deal on that New York public school education compared to some of those private schools. I feel like private schools were just like a resort spa that was designed to make people stupid and not question anything. And therefore those people got all the money and they're like, oh, the social norm is being kept up to standards. And it's like, no. Oh, no. Absolutely not. How are you guys enjoying the rant times? We will have music later on. I did say we'll have music. I will do that when I need to pump it up. Pump up the volume, pump up the jams. But again, I want to see how well this is received on YouTube for like an hour and a half, 2 hours stream of me talking and working where video games are not involved. So it's basically a vlog where I'm actually being productive. But if you're playing video games, are you being productive? Think-a-Rudy! Alright, we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. Got you covered. America! But I can't see it. How is it there? The Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell? Yeah. Has this been a 2-hour rant? No. Not yet. You gotta always subtract a half hour from me setting shit up. And then you get the real time of the stream. It might almost be a 2-hour rant. Shut up. Shut your face. Shut your face hole. There we go. And again, the glove is to prevent me from getting rug burn. Alright, might be a 2-hour rant. It's a jackal. Yo, Face Disabler, how you doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing like working on a fucking dragonfly. Totally not a butterfly, Sparky. Fucking, it's a goddamn dragonfly. Butterfly wings go all the way to the thorax end. It's a fucking dragonfly. It's a motherfucking dragonfly. But yeah, Hollow Knight's a good game. It's a pretty good game. I'm not playing Hollow Knight right now for you guys. To entertain you guys. I hope the sacrifice was worth it. So I just got 50 Achievos on Binding of Isaac. Nice. It's normally how Isaac works. Alright, we got that row finished. Coolsies. Preventing rug burn. I thought you were about to perform a rectal exam. Well, that can happen too. Can never question out or rule out the surprise rectal exam. My anus is bleeding. Dude, my cat came back home the other day. And like his ears were just filled with blood. I'm like, why is your fucking cat ears filled with cat blood? You stupid cat. He's just like, meow. My house has a lot of cat blood in it. This tends to happen when you own cats. They just get their blood on everything. Little bastards. His ears were just caked with it. I was like, ah! What did you do? And he was just like, meow, feed me, meow. He didn't care. He was a goddamn cat. He still is a cat. He's always gonna be a cat. He can't get no job with the government. Surprise! Like, it was all that crystallized kind of blood, too. It was chunky. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Meow, 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 meow. You know who knows about dragonflies? I'm gonna. So is it Spyro with your judgmental new face design, where you don't look like a cool, fun person to hang out with? You look like a judgmental asshole. Is that a dragonfly? Yeah. He's judging you. It's a dragonfly. It absolutely is. Volunteers? Why do I keep buying this garbage? Damn it. It's the only one I'm willing to... I have to read it. I gotta read it. I no longer care about Marvel or DC Comics at all, but goddamn it, I gotta read that one. I gotta be a witness to that fucking murder. It ain't no fucking Alan Moore. Making me click on shit, Sparky. I knew what it was, too, and I still clicked on it. Hey, Sparky, I get your fucking document open. Alright, so, I already covered highly territorial kind of books. Guess I should talk about Capcom and cheating in Splatoon. Those seems to be topics that I was going to cover at some point. Guess I should talk about Capcom and the to-do list. What the hell was I going to say about Capcom? Oh, okay, yeah. Devil May Cry 5 was announced. It's going to have microtransactions for a single-player game. That's dumb. Alright, hold on. Let me count this out first. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue. 1, 2, 3. Come on. 4, 5. And, like, of course, they, like, how do gaming companies still think it's a good idea to copyright strike people who review video games? Like, I don't care what you think about Angry Joe. Like, the amount of copyright strikes he gets from Capcom is absurd. Same with other reviewers. It's just so stupid. And it's like, you think people... Well, there will always be people who are going to give them a fucking shitload of money no matter how garbage it is or what people say because they just... Well, they gotta have it. And it's like... Fuck off. And then... Nintendo, of course, is the worst offender when it comes to... You can use our properties here and there, and that means never unless we get all your money and all the credit, and you are but lowly scum. But I find it hilarious that, fucking goddamn Splatoon 2 has one of the worst cases of hackers in, like, modern day. How do you fucking hack Splatoon? Well, don't actually explain that in chat. That would be breaking Twitch's terms of services, of course. But, like, who the fuck goes out of their way to hack a goddamn Switch to cheat at Splatoon 2? Whoa, why are we still here? Alright, we need 1, 2, 3 medium blues. Who fucking cheats at Splatoon 2? How? Nintendo. Please. And apparently it's such an epidemic. I never even heard about it until, like, Jim Sterling talked about it, because why the fuck would I stay up to date with Splatoon when I don't play it? And, like, how it was all because Nintendo was like, yeah, you can play for our online services for our save cloud, but it's not going to save all of your save data, and if you instantly cancel your Nintendo subscription, all your save files get deleted instantly. So have fun, fuckers, and you can't physically back up your save files. Like, you know, for, like, everything the Nintendo does right with the Switch, it's like, you're a real fucking scumbag, ain't you? Ain't you, Reggie? Alright, 1, 2 weird blues. Like, I don't know, man. How the fuck do they let people... How does Nintendo let the Switch get hacked? How is that possible? I mean, granted, they don't really have any experience with online gaming, so I can understand that, but it's a fucking console. And, I can't fucking comprehend it. And to me, it's like the funniest fucking thing in the world, and I don't know why. It's just like how... It's so absurd to me. Splatoon 2 doesn't have dedicated servers. Rip. I'm a judgmental asshole, but I usually keep it to myself. Rip Dragon Zero Hexia. Foot meet gun. Nope. Not any of their current Switch games. Rip. Though, apparently, they plan on making dedicated servers for Smash 5. Dude, if there's hacking in Smash 5, I'm just gonna ruffle. I'm gonna rufflecopter out of here, man. The cloud is great. I don't even need my own backups. It's great. Trust Nintendo. They completely know what they're doing. Oh, God. That is ridiculous, man. That is just stupid. Alright, we need 1 yellow. That's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Oh yeah, I need to do the middle part real quick too. Alright, what do we need for the middle part? We need a black. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Dude, I don't trust any cloud saves at all. That's why I have like 14 hard copies of the same fucking thing over and over again. It's fine. It's only hoarding if it's physical shit. Unless it's actual hard drives, then you're okay. Alright, and we need medium blue, 2 medium blues, and 1 weird blue. Alright. These are medium, yep. And weird blue. Good. Nintendo's like someone's grandmother trying out Internet Explorer for the first time. It's more like trying to teach a classical artist how to use Photoshop, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world because it's like, the eraser tool's right there, Grandma. Grandma, it's right fucking there. It's like, and the kids will figure it out someday. We'll just leave this fucking tire fire burning. They'll figure it out. Little Billy, he's doing fine. It's like, god damn it. And yet they still try to impose the most archaic rules in the history of, like, anything. It's like, no, you can't have it both ways now. Alright, and 1 more black right here. It's like people, I'm gonna make this, I've been wanting to make this comparison for a long time. Especially because of the recent events going on in the news that I really don't want to delve into because it's such a broad topic to begin with. It's like, I've always had a problem again with liars and people who don't practice what they preach, but they try to impose their own beliefs onto other people, even though they're not, you know, every saint is a sinner kind of thing. That being like, let's delve into like slut shaming or whore shaming or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like, if you yourself appreciate having consensual sex with another human being, if you like having blowjobs, you cannot therefore go back behind the back of the person who gave you said blowjob. You cannot like the blowjobs and then complain about the blowjobs being a real thing. You can't have your cake and you can't fuck it too, you know? It's like, you just can't go doing those types of things. If you enjoy something that someone else is willing to do for you, and then you have the audacity to shame them, this isn't even just sexual things too. This is just in general. If you enjoy something and then you try to shame someone for doing it, you are just below being a scumbag. Like, you are just garbage. You are not worth the energy for anything. This happens a lot with people who are like, you know, extreme narcissists or are just completely delusional or anything like that. Like, I love the fact that Twitch now allows, or has always allowed, like, people who body paint. I was actually showing you guys that in the Discord, I think a week or 2 ago. I was so excited to find out that they did body painting, and usually it's women who do body painting. And it's like, the thing because I was participating in their chats too, and for the most part it was fine. It was people who enjoyed the art or enjoyed the artist or whatever. Some people just go there for the titties, and of course people are gonna go there for the titties. But like, it's still art being made. And like, if the only thing you care about, and I have a problem with this, this is something that is extremely common in America. This isn't even like just a general Western idea. Like, Europe is much more liberal when it comes to this kind of thing. For some reason, America is just really, really prudish and just fucking just Puritan about the arts. When it comes to, people consider classical medieval like nudes, whether it be Renaissance sculptures, paintings, or anything like that. That is completely fine for children. It's historical. It's fine. It is as it is. It's acceptable. But if you try to show the process of the work being made, or you emphasize the artist, or God forbid the model, in which case body painting is all of those. If you're a body painter and you're using yourself as the canvas and you're showing the process of it, that like breaks every fucking taboo that most people were taught of, to be like, you should be ashamed of yourself, except let us enjoy your final product, and you yourself should be ashamed of yourself. And it's like, Like, people would keep saying, how is this family friendly exactly? Like, why would, how do you not have any, dignity? Why are you showing your tits for strangers on the internet? You might as well be a porn star. And it's like, if you have a problem, get the fuck out of there. Of course, they were just trolls being trolls. You can always tell a troll when they're being obvious, but, like, because they're not willing to actually learn and listen, they just want to rile people up. And, like, if you're willing to accept a form of art, but you don't want to see how it gets made, I would compare it to the hot dog scenario, where you enjoy the hot dog, you don't want to see how it gets made. It's fine to not want to know how the hot dog is made and all that, but you cannot ignore that the hot dog has to be made. You know? You have to raise the animal, you have to slaughter the animal, you have to process the animal, and then the final product is put into your mouth. With just Sparky, it goes into the fucking microwave first. You goddamn monster. But you cannot fucking go to someone's face and try to shame them for something that you yourself fucking enjoy. You are going to enjoy it. You already enjoy it, but you're calling them a piece of shit for doing it. You don't have that fucking right. Oh, thirsty. Which is why I'm glad Twitch allows body painting. Especially, and the thing is, like, I can understand people getting mad at streamers of any gender who are just arrogant pieces of trash who thinks the world revolves around them, whether they be like a Logan Paul or like a big titty streamer who acts that way in order to get views. Yeah, that's them. But you can't just judge every single person on the actions of someone else. You have to judge the person on who they are. And if the person themselves, the artist, is following the rules, connecting with their audience, talking, fucking doing the art, doing anything that they want that follows within the rules, and they're doing whatever they want in order to have fun and all that, what the fuck is it to you to try to belittle them? How is this hot dog cooked? Sparky, how dare you use the microwave? But, like, no. I can't stand hypocrites. Just absolute pieces of shit. Alright, let me see what you guys have been saying. The cloud is great! You also still need a phone app to use comms over the Switch. Jesus Christ, no. I guess they just expect everyone to have Discord at this point, and they're not wrong. It sounds like heaven to me. Yeah, the happy dude. I'm glad it does. How is this hot dog cooked? Gets roasted. But no, I get so pissed off when people are just being obvious idiots. I can't stand blatant ignorance, liars, hypocrites. Just fucking straight up. I'm gonna be I mean, people who try to hide the fact that they're a piece of garbage, where they think they're in the right. If you're that delusional, what good are you doing for everyone else? You are not helping society at all. And it's like, I don't care how smart people are. If you're a good person, you're a good person. Because there are a lot of people out there who are smart as shit and are just fucking garbage. Like, alright, I'm gonna give an example in my life that's it's not too specific. This can be related to a lot of cases. But there's this one, because my mom worked in the hospital industry for 40 plus years until she finally retired. And one of the doctors there, one of the main plastic surgeons, he grew up in I'm not even going to say what country he grew up in. He grew up in a third world, just hellhole kind of country where, you know, having clean drinking water is a luxury. And he became a plastic surgeon. He moved to the States, became a plastic surgeon. Fucking talented as all shit. And he goes back to his home country every year to do free plastic surgeries for children who are missing their palates. In The Binding of Isaac, Monstro has it. It's the lip. What's the lip thing? Shit, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Oh, what the fuck is it? When they're missing a chunk of their mouth plate and hair lips. For children who have hair lips. So he goes back to his country and performs thousands of dollars worth of free surgeries that save these kids' lives. Alright? He saves hundreds of kids every year because of his medical experience. He goes back and he gives back. But he himself, as a human being, is one of the worst human beings you could ever imagine. Over here, he absolutely is just a womanizing piece of shit. He's done everything in the book you can imagine. He's been married almost, probably over half a dozen times now. Takes advantage of them. Of course, he uses the fact that he's a plastic surgeon in order to find women and all that. I mean, the man's a fucking monster. But yet, he himself, by what he does every year, by saving those kids, does that justify him being a fucking monster? And that's an answer I don't have, or I don't have that answer to that question. Because, again, you have to weigh what everyone does on a personal scale. Now, has he ever murdered anyone? I don't know if he's ever raped anyone. You don't know any of that stuff. All that you know is what he advertises. He wears it on his sleeve that he doesn't give a fuck if people know that he's a scumbag. But he also does help people's lives. There would be kids who would be dead without him because no one else gave a shit about them. And you have to wonder, and that's why life is so complex, because there is no black and white answer. But on a personal level, can you hate someone and still admire them? Absolutely. I think that goes in the art business a lot, as well as the medical field, is like, you can just be absolute garbage, but you can still appreciate what someone does. Doesn't give them a right to be that fucking piece of garbage, and they must account for their actions, because just because you do something else does not negate what you did to begin with. You know, that's why you do jail time if you break the law, and that's how you atone for it. But, like, with this guy, I think he's a prime example of how complex something can be, you know? It's all case by case. Alright, we got one white before them. I'm gonna go this way again. I'm gonna put some little landmarks here to make sure I don't have to worry about counting out an entire, like, 15 fucking threads. Are you a boxer? I know how to fight. I know a lot of mixed martial artists, boxers, all that. Why do you ask? There's hypocrisy that's hard to avoid, that we're all susceptible to. Yep. And then there's hypocrisy that's pretty unconscionable. I definitely didn't use autocorrect for that. I figured it out. Cleft lip. Yep, hair lip. Cleft palate is the official term, but it's a hair lip. I am undefeatable in heavyweight boxing. Mostly because I've never boxed in my life. Exactly. If you don't do something, you are clearly a champion at it. Just like Sparky, you'll never be a champion at speedrunning Rayman 2. Never again. Because you tried it, and then you got the record, and then someone beat your record. See, now you're a champion at speedrunning every other Rayman game ever made. Because you just never did it. Rip Sparky. That obscure world record you held out of nowhere got demolished. Here's another example to bring up about how to look at an artist and who absolutely fuck up in the worst way possible compared to how you should view them. I've always been very open about the fact at how much I hate Roman Polanski, but how much I love his work. However, I don't think Roman Polanski should be allowed to keep creating his work without serving his time that he is absolutely guilty of. You don't get to... have your cake and fuck it too. It goes to that. So therefore, I don't support his films anymore, as in his newer works, because he's gotten away scot-free with being he's still a complete monster. He's absolutely still takes advantage of young women. It's just that he lives in a country that doesn't give a fuck about it. Just because he's not doing it on American soil doesn't mean he's not fucking doing it, you know? But all of a sudden out of nowhere, like the past year or so, people were talking about Victor Slava, the director of Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, which one? Powder, which is we'll get more into that in a second, and the one clown movie, shit. Forget which horror movie, it's not Clown House, is it? I don't know. Anyways, Victor Slava, during filming of Powder, which was a Disney film. No, it was during the clown movie. Okay, Powder was afterward. It was the actual clown movie where he did it. He had one of the kids who was underage at the time, I think a 15-year-old boy. He sexually assaulted, molested, raped, was convicted with all that, but he did indeed serve his time. Should he ever be allowed to work around children again? Absolutely not, because he is a pedophile. However, I will say this, at least the man served his time. He faced it, he was in jail for however long he needed to be, and he continued to make his films. Now, a lot of people all of a sudden, for no fucking case, they're like, oh, Victor Slava's a pedophile, rapist, and all that kind of shit. And out of nowhere, they're like, boycott all this shit. And like, I fucking love Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I loved that movie way back in the day, back in like 2003 when that shit came out. And like, that was before I knew about his past as well. So I enjoyed it, and then I started looking him up more and about all the shit that he did. And it's like, well, at least he served his time. And so far, he has not done anything to actually, as far as we know, he has not relapsed. And all of a sudden the internet was like, yeah, Victor Slava shouldn't do anything. And it's like, but you still support the guy who did the X-Men films. The first 2 good ones. And then like and he is absolutely a fucking rapist. And it's like, people love to pick and choose their defense. It's like, either you fucking apply the same rules to everyone in that kind of scenario, or you fucking shut the hell up. Because, again, I won't watch any other fucking Polanski films that come out. And that man, he should have died before Charles Manson did. He had no right to have any kind of closure from Charles Manson dying before he did. But, like, at least if someone does their time, they did their fucking time. That's another thing, is like, a lot of people are always like, oh, when someone exits the criminal, exits prison, they should get another chance and all that kind of stuff. But then, as soon as someone tries to get their life on track, they're like, nope, you're not allowed. Unless we give you specific permission, you are not allowed. You don't get to fucking have a life again. It's like, if people serve their time and they legit want to turn their life around, how fucking dare you? And then still stand up for people who did the same thing. It's like, fuck off. I can't, again, hypocrisy. I can't stand it. That's why I use that as another example. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so anyways, but one of the things I absolutely do not agree with is in Powder, which was a Disney film about an albino kid, he got to make that after his prison term, and it's like, no, Disney, what the fuck's wrong with you? You don't hire someone who has a record of raping children for a children's movie. Stop it. Somebody has the right to do, films with adults. Hello, horn effect, yeah. I like this thing person made, therefore a person is okay. They can do no evil, they're God. That's kind of the actual Walt Disney effect, is when you deify a human being, you turn him into Jesus Christ. It's like, nah. No, Song of the South was still made. No. He did that on purpose. No. Alright, we need 2 weird blues. Don't care about this thing, and someone says person is bad, so person is bad! Also the opposite, this person is bad, so you're not allowed to enjoy their past work. Yep. It can go either way. That's why I just don't care for zealots. Zealots are the main problem in any movement, whether it be left or right, good or bad, it doesn't matter. A zealot is a fucking zealot, and they are just a mindless zombie at that point. They're basically a rabid dog, and they're gonna do whatever they can, regardless of whether or not it actually benefits or detriments what they're fighting for. Don't fucking trust zealots. 1, 2, 3 medium blues. If someone's not willing to have a conversation, like how I'm having right now, where they're willing to listen to someone else's case, and they're like, nope, mine's already made up. I mean, sure, there's some things that you can always say, like, as a definitive, like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to your case about how murder's good. You know, something like that, I can understand. But otherwise, most things in life, or, like, I'm not gonna listen here and say that rape was justifiable. Yeah, I can understand that with the extreme cases. But if you're like, yeah, I'm not willing to understand why you do the things you do on a daily basis, and therefore you're my enemy. It's like, well, okay. Great talk. Good talks, champ, skipper, son, sport. Like, one thing, I like I've said before, I love Jim Sterling's work, but the one thing that I don't agree with him, because I don't really see his point of view, even though he's explained it a couple times, is, like, an easy mode in Dark Souls. If it was an offline experience, I could understand that, but for PvP, if you have online experience, all you have to do is summon people. But he always brings up, like, if it's for people who aren't able-bodied completely, like other people and stuff like that, and I'm like, you should talk more about that, like, actual cases, because I would listen to that thing, because I've never actually come across anyone who's had that kind of problem. So I would like to hear more. And even though I don't fully agree with him, I agree with him on most things, but we don't see eye to eye on everything, of course. You don't have to, otherwise you'd be, again, in a cult full of yes men. I would still like to hear his examples. Because again, I myself have not come across that encounter, you know? And I would like to know more about it. I would like more research, is what I'm saying. I want more references, so that I can see it from his point of view. And that's how fucking discussions should work. I cannot watch fucking mainstream news, quote unquote, anymore. That this past, like, month was just disgusting. That was, it's not even been this past month, this past, like, decade. Past, like, 15 years has just been ever since September 11th, it's just been so bad. Juicy crits! Alright, we got this line done. Yeah, it's on. Now, I did have more things that I wanted to say about Capcom and, like, video games and all that stuff. And we'll talk about Drive next stream, too. I just don't have the energy for it right now, but I do want to do at least one more line before we go into music time. It's only 11:18. Jesus, feels like it's like 4 in the morning. Oh, take the wheel, Jesus. Slowly but surely, the dragonfly is constructed with loving care. What do you think it would be like being a cat? I think it would be pretty awesome. Because you're a cat, and you wouldn't know you were a cat. You just know you'd be fucking awesome. Because you're a cat. You're a kitty cat. And you dance, and you dance. I say sexy things to myself when I'm dancing. All you do is you be cute and you fucking murder shit. And then you'll lick your butthole and eat lasagna. Garfield. It's a wonderful thing, that Garfield. He feeds you, you can laze all day. Don't have to work. Mondays! Guys, did you get it yet? No one likes Mondays. It's still a funny joke, right? Feet! Still funny, right? It's a laugh and a half. Oh, that wacky zany Garfield. He's so crazy. I love whenever Robot Chicken does actual fucking Garfield skits because they have Breckenmeyer on the cast, and he was actually John in the live action Garfields with fucking Bill Murray, and he's like, bitch, I was fucking Garfield. Highlight of his career. True story. If I ever seen Lasagna Cat Bib, oh Christ, Sparky, put that in the goddamn meme section of the Discord. I ain't got time for that right now. I ain't got that energy. The fuck you think this is? The fuck, man? You say, Gwine Sam, how you doing? As you can see, we are continuing on with this lovely dragonfly. I need to buy a fucking Racerback DX chair so bad because this fucking chair is gonna break my spine in half, and I'm not okay with that. Because I know dealing with the fucking health insurance would be horrible. It's a YouTube channel. Fuck it, goddammit, Sparky. Fuck you and your lasagna cat memes. Alright, we got 2 medium blues and a weird blue. Medium. And weird blue. Did it. Done it. Got. Get good, sucker. I will say, ever since doing that skull, having a real fucking setup for this, not as backbreaking. When I made that skull, my back hurt so much afterwards. I'm like, oh god. I couldn't use chopsticks for like... I used chopsticks the very next day. I'm like, feels like I punched a fucking cement block. Still ate that goddamn yakisoba though. Ugh. That was some good yakisoba. Even a New Yorker plays through the pain when fucking yakisoba's on the line. You don't use a fork! Unless you have, like, no fingers, and then you have to use a fork that's, like, attached to your nub. Then I understand. If you're able-bodied, from New York, you eat any Asian food that is not liquid-based without using chopsticks, I don't trust you. Been over this before. I don't trust you. Them bits, Sanguan, thank you very much. The Bit Wars start. They started. Alright, let's do this blue. Nice. I really want to make like a Hollow Knight tapestry now. It's like, fuck, don't you do it. Don't you do this to yourself. Be like a pirate with a fork for a hand. Yep. Just go stab, stab, stab. It's stabby time. It's baby Mikey Myers time. Alright. Gotta do the one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues from this side. Sounds reasonable to me. We will be turning on the music in a bit. My voice is starting to get very hoarse. Because of all that horse stick. Nay. But yeah, for a lot of you guys weren't here in the beginning, so one of the things I'm going to recap from what I was saying is that the reason why that one time when I had those 3 cocktails and then afterwards I took a raging leprechaun shit later on that day, I did go drinking. I had a beer event I had to go to after that happened. And I was perfectly fine afterwards. It's not the alcohol that's causing it. It is actual sugars. It's high fructose and sugars that are just fucking me over to no end. Which is why I am now... Snapple's got to go on the back burner for a little bit. We got ourselves some water. I gotta change my diet around real fast, and I gotta start doing more of the. I've been doing half-hour exercises every day, and that's been a huge improvement. But the sugars, because of the problem with the medication I'm on, and this is a problem with a lot of medications, whether it be for mental health or anything else like that, is they have to use a shitload of sugar in those pills, not just as sugar pills or placebos, but in order for it to connect and receive to your receptors or wherever they're headed to your body, because it's easier for them to do it like that. And therefore, you have increased elevated risk of high blood sugar from just medications, because there is actual sugar in the medications I take. Even especially for my thyroid medication and my bipolar medication, not so much for my anxiety. That's just pure like opioids. But actual medications that have to go to receptors like that, they're high in sugar, and therefore if you overdo it with your body with sugars, it's not going to be a good time. Especially if it's already trying to process the other chemicals that are attached to those sugars. So the sugars are what overloaded my fucking liver that one time. Oh, that was bad. That was real bad. Alright, we need 3 middle blues. But the beer event, and then I did have 2 cocktails the other night, and I was perfectly fine. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So it was just the specific 3 drinks that I had that one night. They were just too sugary. And I was also eating more than I usually do, so I have to still consider my portion intakes. I gotta consider what I eat. I should really not eat gluten as well for the time being. And I should not eat fructose, high fructose anything, which is basically anything made in America. It's just, ugh. Pain in the ass, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Speaking of dicks and horses, I just finished BoJack Horseman. Man, I gotta watch this new season of BoJack so badly. Oh, I've been putting it on the back burner, man. Boring water. Snapple. So how much is? Let me look at Snapple real quick. All right, Snapple. Here's a normal 16 fluid ounce, 36 sugars, 36 grams of sugar, and this is a single serving size. But that is the complete norm for any kind of sugar beverage. That's just America. Alright, and then we got 2 of those smaller things. That's why I don't give a fuck if places put soda taxes on things. It's like, I'm an American, I can do whatever I want, I have the right to just be blah blah blah, my America, freedom soda. America. It's like, shut up, you don't need that much sugar. Stop it. I feel like we've taken a complete 180 over the past few years, because like when we finally, after Super Size Me came out and McDonald's got rid of like the supersized options for certain places, everyone was like, yeah, be healthier, woo. And now like we've gotten completely sick and tired about trying to be healthy for our lives, and we're like, let us kill ourselves however we want with what we eat and smoke and drink. And it's like, We had this weird rebellious phase in this country that makes no fucking sense from time to time. You can't tell me how to live my life, Dad! And it's like, you really shouldn't be shooting up heroin. You don't tell me how to live! I'm too scared to go to the doctors. It gets fucked. No! Supersize my freedom fries and soda! America! 1, 2, 3. And it's almost like, hey, it's almost like you've been told to consume as much as you possibly can because you make certain people rich. And you yourself, as the consumer, get fucked over. It's like, America. Hold on, Sparky. What the fuck did you just post in the Discord? Sparky, why don't you go on, advertising that sweet Discord link too as well. That sums up America in one screenshot. I love that episode of King of the Hill too. That's a good one. Medical heroin, yeah! Can I be your punching bag, numbskull? This is my punching bag through creative outlets. And also walls when I feel like it, which I really should stop doing. Well, that pointless rebellion is a pretty characteristic American thing to do. And yet we don't rebel against the shit that we actually should. Ugh. It's like we're taking, like... we want to be rebellious. But we don't want to take the stairs at the mall, so we're taking the escalator. Oh, god damn it. Alright, and so we need 1, 2, 3, 4 black strands. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, hitting the wall. God, that's a bad habit that runs on a very particular side of my family. Many a hole has been punched into the wall through my genetic kin. I have contributed to some of those. Ugh. Fucking walls were asking for it. Wall was just standing right there. It's asking for it. Victim blaming a wall. Was that American enough? When are we gonna throw McChickens off the Boston Harbor? No, give them to me. I'll throw them later, I swear. 200 IQ play. Walk up escalator instead of standing still. Is there anyone in your family that would want to punch another human being? Absolutely. Please keep on! What about taking the escalator while driving a scooter? Well, is it a scooter or is it a Segway? Because that's a major factor right there. Victimized a wall about 3 times if I recall. Tell them to contact me. No, numbskull. What you need to do is you gotta get yourself some latch hooks, and then you express yourself in the form of latch hooking. Do the cool things. Look at how cool I is. On a Sunday night at 11:30 in the PMs. Doing some latch hooks on the internets. Dude, you too can be this cool. I swear. I swear, baby, you can be this cool if you try. Dude, we're gonna get even cooler when we start fucking dropping them bass while latch hooking. Fucking all that street cred, man. It's all mine. Get a latch hook so you can suffer in peace. Yep. Screaming internally intensifies. Oh, like a mobility scooter? Well, with a mobility scooter, that makes sense, because they gotta take an escalator. Because they can't go up the stairs. I've seen that happen because they can't use the stairs. Now, I'm talking about someone willingly able-bodied standing on top of a Segway going up an escalator. That's when we know humanity's fucked. You want your ass kicked by a girl so you can brag about it? Just... okay. That's a specific life goal that you indeed have. Alright, the rest of this line is black. Nice-oo. Those are some specific life goals to be achieved. I'll say that. I'm not gonna go, kink shaming nobody about that. If everyone involved is a willing and of age and consensual partner. But I can't help you there, buddy. I want to feel alive. Look at how alive I am doing latch hooks. Do you think a corpse in space could do what I'm doing right now? Nah. That's why I'm so much cooler than a corpse floating in space. Because I have the power to latch hook. They do not. No, they do not. Unless the space radiation gave them sweet zombie latch hooking powers, they were fucked, man. Oh, it's still gotta be consensual, man. Can't go paying 5-year-olds to kick your ass. Something about that just don't seem right. That ain't kosher. That is, I need an adult. The corpse is in space, it's true. But everything is sexual in the internet. We take everything out of context. Not yet. Help. I need adult. Send assistance. Help. Okay, well, kids hit adults all the time. That's true. That's like saying if a dog humps your leg, that's because the dog doesn't know any better. That does not give you an excuse to therefore hump the dog in revenge. That ain't how that works. Because you know better. If you're in a situation where you know better than whoever else is perpetuating whatever, they're doing, you can't do an eye for an eye in that scenario. You can't do that. We got some dank meme links. I hate Mondays, but I love lasagna. God. Get it out of here. Get it the fuck out of here. Kid wouldn't do a good job anyway. There you go. I'm glad that you are not paying children to beat you up. Congrats. Oh, instantly demonetized. Rip. If you punch someone that gets off sexually to pain, did they sexually assault you? If you punch someone that get... Well, if they're a masochist and you don't know they're a masochist, then no, you did not sexually go... Well, that... What you just said right there is if you punch someone that gets off sexually to pain without realizing they get off sexually to pain, they're already pretty much in the consent area, so it's not getting into some gray waters there. Some real gray waters. Alright. What do we need here? That's where it comes down to circumstances, where you need more details. On paper, I would say no, it would not be sexual assault, because they would have consented to it. Unless they did not. That'd be like saying just because you like S&M does not mean someone has the right to walk up to you and just start choking you, you know? You can have your kinks, but that doesn't mean everyone is invited into your world just because they know you're into it. You still gotta do things unless it's a specific person with a specific thing. Again, you need the specifics. You can't just lump everyone together. It has to be on a person-by-person basis when it comes to something that's extremely intimate and that extremely specific. That's why it's still possible to be in a sexual encounter and say no, and the person you said no to should absolutely fucking stop. Because consensual sex can still turn into rape regardless of the gender of the person who feels uncomfortable. That's just how it do. Oh god, what the hell's going on here? It's not even a sexual thing, I just really want my ass kicked. Come to my house, all fox, no items, final destination. This is a hypothetical. I don't care if people think it's sexual, I just want my ass kicked. I can think what they want, but I still want my ass kicked. Well, fetishes can be non-sexual. A kink can be non-sexual. It's whatever brings you pleasure. That's why people can have food kinks without actually getting off sexually, but eating food makes them feel good. Alright, what do we need? We need a weird blue for here. Weird blue, where'd you go? Where'd you come from? Where did you go? Where'd you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Yeah! Okay, weird blue. Well, what if they basically did things to make you need to punch them? They are stealing your belongings, but they did it to make you punch them. So they can get off. Well, then you don't punch them if they're pissing you off, because then you cock-block them. Unless you willingly want to be a part of that, like, the easiest thing to do is to get away from them. If you can't get away from them, you tell them no, and then you fucking, tell someone who can make them stop, or you get the fuck out of that situation. Because I know you were telling us about that horrible roommate situation you had going on, Sanguine, from last stream. So I have no idea what situation you're currently in right now, but that is, no one has the right to force you to do something you don't want to do. Ever. In that case, I can safely say, that's fucked, yep. And I just want this to be a one-time thing. I'm so bored with life. This is looking so glorious. Thank you, Osa Oyuban. Yeah, I would get the hell out of that situation, because that does not sound like a very good place to be, if you can actually get... That sounds like prison terms, and, you should not be forced to endure prison terms. When you yourself are a free-walking human being, who is not doing a dime in the clink. Like, even if you're fucking physically related, or biologically related to someone, or you're married to someone, or you're forced to be around someone because of work, jobs, school, whatever, no one has any goddamn right to make you do something you don't want to do, and you have every fucking right to walk away. You may not be able to do it right away, but you can always go someplace, or get away, find something that you can break the fuck away from. You do not have to be someone's goddamn Stockholm Syndrome case, you know? I can tell you that with first-hand account. That's why it's so easy for me to just cut people out of my life, because I've been doing it my whole fucking life. Like, people get one chance with me, and after that, it's, nope. I've been dealing with that shit for longer than I ever needed to, and I am not fucking having it. Oh, you're going full hypothetical. Well, even if it's hypothetical, the advice I just gave, I would still apply it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because in a hypothetical, that's still not right to use someone without their consent. Consent is a huge, major thing. Shit, that's why I don't even, like, people who get, like, dogs, like, dock their tails or their ears, or fucking just breed a fucking animal to fucking oblivion because it makes them look cute. Like, that animal did not consent to that shit. Unless it's to physically save their lives, or for, like, spaying and neutering because it actually helps prevent cancer and prevents, pet populations and shit like that from going out of hand and causing, absolute suffering for animals that don't really need to suffer in the first place, needlessly, then why the fuck would you do it for cosmetics only? I've been over this before on other streams. Probably the end is nigh. We had a couple of conversations like that. Because I was talking about my dog, who was a Rottweiler, and he kept his tail. He had a 2.5 foot long curly tail. And, like, everyone was like, why didn't you dock his tail? And it's like, because why the fuck would I? Like, of course you get animals spayed or neutered if you don't plan on breeding them. I can understand breeders to a certain extent, but the people who want to buy... See, it's the people who enable the breeders that I have a problem with. If there was no demand to breed animals to be thoroughbreds, then we wouldn't have this problem. But then again, there will always be supply and demand, I guess. So as long as the breeder's responsible and the fucking idiot gets the thing they want and they actually take care of it, then I got no problem with it. It's the people who just insist that they can't love something because it doesn't meet their standards. Again, actually, I was having a conversation with this with a friend of mine. Because, again, I'm never going to give birth. I'm not giving birth. If I ever, like, come across the point, if I ever want to adopt a kid or someone needs my help and to take care of or some shit like that, so be it. But I'm never going to give fucking birth. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Hold on. We're getting to the good shit of the chat now. Oh, God, the mother phlegm has returned. Oh, more water. Hold on. Oh, not the mother phlegm. Oh. Hold on. Let me read what you guys say. I'll punch them and drop out of college or transfer, yeah. Understand about consent. I'm not really a sexual person until the aliens take over. My old roommate used to breed their corgi for extra money. This dog had medical issues due to how pureblood she was. Yeah, that shit I consider them fucking shitbags if they're willing to put an animal through hell in order to make a quick buck. But anyways, so I don't ever plan on giving childbirth. If I ever have a kid or a kid ends up in my life, so be it. But I already have friends in my life. Like, you don't need to be biologically related to another human being in order to care about them or to love them. And, like, I never really get this question or anything like this, but I get the fucking Facebook spam from some of the people on my friends list. It's just so fucking, I hate it so much. Like, but one of them finally countered back to, like, saying, like, the top 25 things that people who don't have kids are sick and tired of hearing from people who have kids keep telling them, like, you'll regret it. Oh, you'll love them. Your life's not complete without them. Oh, but don't you want your lineage to be passed on? And it's like, isn't it selfish to not want to raise kids? And it's like, this is 101 basic fucking goddamn nepotism at its most basic layer, where it's so transparent you can see right through it to the other side, is that when people try to justify their actions by forcing it onto you, their lifestyle, that means they're so fucking insecure and they regret the decisions that they've made that they can't accept that other people won't suffer with them. If they're suffering, they want you to suffer too. Because you know what's the most selfish part of all? It's not having kids. Because if you're not ready to be a parent, regardless of your age, and you don't feel comfortable, or you don't have the money, you don't have the funds, you don't have any of that stuff, and there's nothing wrong with just accepting you for who you are and enjoying the time you have as you, as a human being. There is nothing wrong with that. People who have kids just for the sake of having kids are the most selfish pieces of shit in this world that you can ever have. Because how dare you just bring another human being into this world that is already as it is and think, well, I did my job, job's done. It's good enough. I procreated, job well done to me. I did the thing that everyone has the capability of doing. Just because you have the means to do something or access to it, which the majority of mankind does not mean you have to do it or you should do it. There are so many people out there who do not deserve to be parents. They are not good parents, but they did it because they felt like it, because they wanted to force another human being to love them. That's what it is. That is the most selfish fucking thing that you can do as a fucking parent, is to just be like, well, I'm going to force this living human being to be in my care no matter what, because we're blood related, and most laws consider that good enough to be around me, even though I might be a psychopath, and I'm going to force this kid to just grow up in a living hell. You know, and I'm also going to bring on keep the bloodline going, because only our bloodline's pure. No other kid is as good as my child. Oh, and then you always have to think about my children, because no one else matters. It's like, you are a fucking piece of shit, and you absolutely made a choice that you regret. Deep down inside, you fucking regret it. and there's nothing you can do. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to destroy another person's life. Whether it gives advice to people who are like you force them into, well, hopefully there's not too many people out there forcing people to actually have families, but you want to convince people to do the same mistakes you did to, like, justify your pain and suffering. God, I'm getting all nasally right now. Oh, the mother phlegm. I sound like fucking Squidward all of a sudden. Jesus. Alright, hold on. 2 weird blues. I'm honking. I'm honking like a goose. I'm getting like that nasally Fran Drescher thing now. Oh, life is pain. But, like, no. If anyone with a kid tries to tell you, and you don't have a kid, that your life is not as equally important as them because you didn't procreate, they're a sack of shit. 1, 2, 3. 3 medium blues. Like, no. People not having kids aren't the selfish ones. They're actually considering about the time they're giving to the other people and making sure that the time they give to other people is well deserved, has meaning to it, not just because they're forced into it. I'll read chat once I'm done with this line. Oh, I'm becoming Fran Drescher. It must be a full moon. Oh, Mr. Safford. Mr. Sheffield. Oh god, it must be a full moon. I must be turning into a full New Yorker. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mr. Sheffield. Oh god. It's right in my right nasal cavity, too. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, the mother phlegm needs to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like that chat is alive right now. I'm glad that you guys are having conversations while I continue to make the goddamn Dragonfly. Oh, God. Man, I have not seen my therapist in like a year and a half now. Kind of because, like, I'm not going to get into many specifics, but for some reason, she was so hard fucking concentrated on me eventually giving birth to kids. It's like, why are you pushing this on to me as a therapist? I have not seen her in a while. I think I'm doing okay right now. Not to say anything against her, it's just the weirdest thing. It did not make me feel comfortable. My psychiatrist, on the other hand, does not give a fuck. Alright, that's one line done. It was just the weirdest thing for her to focus on out of everything in my life. It's like, what the fuck, lady? No, she's still good. I like her. I like her a lot. It's just that I don't really want to talk to her right now, and therefore I'm not. Also, there's this thing called money. But to be fair, she does take my insurance. But it's like, sometimes weird shit happens that you just can't make up, man. And also that story about the being selfish as a parent was not because of her or anything like that. It's a different situation. Just making sure everyone's crystal clear. Oh, God. We may be getting to the point where I gotta turn on some fucking tunes, some jams, because my throat is gonna explode. I should make some tea. Alright, there we go. Ugh. Alright, what's our time at? Yo, Shitty Melodies, how you doing? 3.5 hours, so 3 hours of me just screaming at you while doing that. I think that's probably gonna be a good YouTube, because I don't want it to be like a 5-hour huge chunk, but I think a 3-hour video on YouTube is good to test the waters. Because that's as long as one of my Breaking Isaac runs tends to be. So hold on. Let me scroll on up here. Sorry I'm late. Just woke up. Welcome to Shady Melodies. No, Sopan. No. Stranger danger. Overpopulation totally isn't a thing. My lineage should probably die out, to be honest. Everyone on my mom's side has some psychosis issue. I'm the only one that does not have major issues in that department for now. Could get worse. You never know. Just because you're born into that. Because, like, people like to say, like, oh, if you have mental illness, you shouldn't have kids. No, just because you fucking have a mental illness does not mean you are barred from fucking procreating. It's who you are as a person that should issue into a factor. That'd be like saying only rich people should have kids. No, well, rich people have shitty kids too, just like poor people. It all depends on the factors. Again, you can't say generalizations about anything unless, you know, if it looks like a duck and it quacks, it's a bird. Alright, let me see what you guys are saying. It's all case by case. Just had 3 days of no sleep trying to get my house perfected. Everything was off-center. After a recent guest that my parents invited, rip. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. My sinuses is getting me, too, Bob. I feel your pain, rip. Confirm. I have a pulse. Can't sit still. Something isn't centered. Oh, so you got some good old-fashioned obsessive compulsive. I'm with you on certain things for that too as well. Overslept, played Dungeons and Dragons, petted my friend's dog. Dude, petting the dog, that's the highlight of the day. Well, see, Drayton and Zero Hexy, that's why I feel like adoption should be more important, because people are always going to have kids. It's just that not every kid's going to have a home that that they should be in, which is why foster care is one of the most fucked up things in the entire world, all over the place, because those kids have to go from house to house and they don't have a family, because people are more concerned about actual blood lineage when that doesn't give a flying... That should not matter at all. Whether or not someone is physically related to you. If you love a person as a son or as a daughter, and you treat them as such, what the hell makes you different from their biological parents in that situation? They're still your fucking kids. You're still gonna protect them. You're gonna look out for them. You're gonna do everything in your power to protect them. That's a parent. Just because you had sex and you jizzed into someone and or got jizzed into does not mean you're a fucking parent. That's the difference. Is you can have a kid, but that doesn't mean you're a good parent. Doesn't even mean you're a parent. You just had a fucking kid. Congrats, you've done what billions of years of animals have done. Now build a fucking rocket ship and then you got something to fucking celebrate. Oh, Conduit 20 is coming up soon. I'm gonna get some more necro dancing done. Like Sparky, let me know when that happens. Entry tournament, so I actually have a chance to win the season. Nice. Sparky, you better eat that carrot. How's your wrist, Bob? It looks like you got a lot done. Well, hold on, I'll talk about that in a second. Money prize for first place. Money prize for Necro Dancer, yeah. Gotta get good, Shady Melodies. Anyways, so my wrist is doing fine because I'm not getting any rug burn because I have the rubber glove on. So until I get a wrist bracer, knitting wrist bracer, this is working out fine. It's just really gross. I got myself a fucking... I'm wearing a water balloon right now, if you can't see that. Lovely condensation on my hands on the inside. That's all liquid right there. And it's gross. Can you see the bubbles? I am a sweaty bastard. carrot. Praise the ham. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to end this stream right now, and then I'm going to instantly start it again. And I'm going to have you guys, we'll go into the music thing. I should make myself some tea, because Snapple's not going to cut it. I need honey and, like, lemon. Alright, hold on. Fun fact about my old roommate, to give him sympathetic, he got fucked by foster care. His brother and sister were both adopted, but they had no separation order, and the family that adopted them was very abusive to him. Jesus. I forget to resub for all my September stuff. Rip Sparky. I honestly haven't had a carrot this week. I'm gonna get one real quick. Get the carrot. Why did I set my alarm? Oh, I was gonna set it for 12. I don't know how clocks work. Anyways, that's my alarm. Alright, so YouTube. Where's my microphone? There's my microphone. Alright, anyways, YouTube, this was an experiment to see how well you guys respond to a rant this long while also doing stuff and being productive. So I'm going to end the stream right now. Going to turn it back on in just a second. So everyone in the stream, stick around. We're going to keep going on. We're going to do some music. We're going to jam, test that out while I continue on with the sweet fucking dragonfly. But yeah, this has been another nice stream with me, a girl named Bob. How many did I complete? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I completed half of a square in 3 hours, one of the full squares. So we're right on schedule. I don't know why I set my alarm for midnight. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream right here, except for people actually in the stream stay around, and then we'll do some Spotify. So thanks for watching. So until next time, stick around, stay tuned, and peace out.